let's go in. So the first session, of course, is going to be a lot of setup and talking. It won't be straight dive into the action, so we'll kind of bear with as it's a little bit abnormal. Lots of talking at the beginning as we kind of get set up. I like to begin sessions with doing warm up questions and player goals. The player goals we don't have to do every time, but the first time is a little bit tedious on the rolls. If you guys are down with that, essentially there would be one background question, and that's just for each session, kind of filling in the background, but also getting into the headspace of the character, getting more tuned into the environment and mindset and stuff. And then the goals are kind of stuff that happens during gameplay, whether it's a combat trick or some kind of unique thing. And there's a lot you'll see as we go through. But lots of fun rolls. Um, as far as, well, first of all, are there any objections to doing the warm up questions and setting goals?
Nope.
Sounds like something new.
Yep.
All right, cool.
So
Essentially, if there aren't any objections, I'll probably go through in the order that I have of the characters on the bottom of the screen there. I don't know if it looks different for others, but I have my icon, and then Jacques, Kelp, Brunhilde, uh, Arno is still called Raymond, and then Josh is still Abbott is still called Yosh on there.
Oh, okay. How do I
But that
how
that
do I
is kind of
fucking
the
fix?
order that we'll
How
go
do I
through.
fix that?
I can go back and mix it up. I think it's the speaking as and choosing the character name. I know you can set profile stuff to change the picture, and it's not a huge bother to me. I'll just sometimes switch between.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Whereas I will generally default to using the character names I see just off the cuff.
Perfect.
And it's weird to call Josh by his name because that's mine.
That's right. Got Josh 1 and Josh 2.
Alpha and Omega. All right. So the warm up questions again. These are background questions. As we're going through, if another person gets a role that you'd like to use for your character, whether you have the answer, you've already got a good answer for it in mind, you're certainly welcome to do that. Just wherever you're noting or recording the questions, save the dice roll so that when it's your turn again next time, we don't repeat. You can quickly say, "Hey, we already covered that one."
okay.
It'll be a D100. If you get something weird or contrary, or you're like, "I haven't even thought of that," come back to it later, or that question is dumb, I don't want to play that, you can do a reroll. And then if you get something that you've already answered with your background, it is okay. We can just kind of reiterate it or embellish it if we need. But it does take a dice roll off of next time. So sorry in advance if it is less than exciting and you get a roll that you've already fully taken a dive into. So we can get started with Jacques, if you like. Go ahead and roll up a D100 and
Oh, sure.
scroll through my PDF.
11.
Oh, let's
Alright.
go. That's huge, bro.
All right, number 11. Has your character ever been in love?
No.
All right. You're welcome to elaborate as much or as little as you want. A simple no is very
Be a
telling by
whore.
itself.
Be a whore.
Well, carnal activity, while it should mean something and be a special, intimate event, some people don't play that. And so you can be a lover without being in love, if you will. Totally up to you. And being chaotic good, norms of society, as long as you're not a jerk about it, right?
Yeah, I mean, he might have had like some crushes, but he's been pretty focused on just his like occupation and helping people. He doesn't really have too much time for interaction with others.
Okay. So no Nightingale syndrome having to happen as you're healing lots of people, or the wounded soldier syndrome on the reverse side of that.
No, I mean it's like taking care of people is like a pastime. Like he just enjoys doing it. There's nothing he dislikes more than seeing someone in like pain and agony and just leaving them there. And so, taking care of people is kind of one of his joys. It's not like a burden or anything.
Or riddled with ulterior motive, as it were.
Right.
Very cool. All right, so, Steve, we've got Kelp up next. Go ahead at your leisure and roll
D100. 46.
46. What person does your character admire most?
What person?
I'm dying for you to say your dad.
Why is that?
I just think it'll be funny for Zelda.
That's where I was headed, just for the simple fact that my mom, love her soul, but she's just she's
A crooked scumbag.
a little bit.
Well, that's
I mean,
harsh.
yeah, not cricket, just make some money and
psychics
just.
still have positive motives.
Here's the nice thing about mom is she doesn't tell you anything bad. They're all nice things. They're all positive things that she's telling you. So she's not like telling you you're going to lose all your money or going to get your heart broken. And the stuff is all good, but it's still it's not the path that I want to take. My dad's a hard worker, and so I admire his ability to work hard and provide for his family. So I kind of look up to him, even though he doesn't say a whole lot towards me. It's kind of one of those fathers who don't talk a lot. But I still admire his work ethic.
Okay. You want to make him proud and stuff.
Yeah.
Live up to that, yeah. All right, awesome. So, moving along, we've got Brunhilde next.
I'm just writing down admires clam crooks. Right, D100. 75.
All right.
Is that gonna be the high roll tonight?
Somebody's going to get in the 90s.
At the moment. So, what memory does your character want to forget the most?
The day my mom left.
Oh. That's a lot deeper than a unsavory ingredient.
I was chopping onions in the kitchen, and my mom left, and I just cried. It wasn't my fault. It was potent onions.
As far as her knowledge, is her mother still alive? And do you know the purpose of her leaving?
She was a dwarven battle rager, and no idea why she left.
We may have to find out eventually. Alrighty. Next up, we've got Arno Stone.
Go, bro. 13.
Not above 75.
Not above 75.
Nope.
All right. Does your character have any biases for or against certain races?
No. No, lover of all beings and creatures.
Okay. And you found equal acceptance in general, being a half-orc. Haven't found any particular race that feels animosity.
Towards me?
Right.
Maybe just humans.
Okay. Less tolerant thus far. Humans are jerks. That totally makes sense. Okay. And then last one up, we've got Abbott.
Yes.
Uno.
There's the
Oh,
90.
Ooh, nice. Let's go on. So 91. If your character had to multi-class into a class they currently aren't the next time they level up, what would it be, and what reason would they have for doing so? You're not obligated to multi-class. It's just kind of a what if consideration.
The second you brought up classes, they all cease to exist. So I just have to have a list in front of me real quick.
How might a rogue add to their current skill set?
Right. No. No. Probably wizard. They have some past regrets and oh, blah blah blah. The reason everyone starts doing necromancy. But they have thus far kept their magical talents reined into the more useful tricks of the trade to kind of basically to save him from himself. Doesn't wish to go down that rabbit hole yet. So I guess the reason for doing so would be, well, fuck it, let's do this. No, but if it was like a real good chance that there was some new necromancy or something that could bring his person back, he'd probably do that.
That is very interesting. Necromancy is not usually the first one thought of. When you say bring your person back, I actually don't have extra background stuff for
Oh,
each character.
they through their the hired killing and whatnot, their criminal dealings,
Gotcha.
got one of their previous lovers killed.
Hmm. Helping to answer another question we've heard too there.
Yeah.
Alrighty. And side note, do you have background stuff that's written out, or is it just kind of in your head conceptualized so far?
I think I do have some of it written out, but I am brain dead, so I forgot to send it.
Okay.
So I can pull that up now and send it over. But probably most of it's in my head. I just kind of try and answer in character.
Oh yeah, certainly. And no rush on that. Don't feel any pressure on that. You can send it to the chat or whatever at your leisure. Just want to make sure I have those in my notes as we go along. All right. So there are two different sets when it comes to the player goals. One of them is kind of more on the action side, and the other one is more conceptual or almost out of game or less combat oriented. The way that the handout is listed is each player rolls for 3 goals on each page, which could take a while, and I'm sure you guys don't want to spend up the whole session doing that. So I'd be fine if we just want to start with 1 goal. If you guys want to do all 3 real quick and knock them out, I'm certainly not against that. On completion of a goal, you get a GM inspiration and then replace it with a new goal. And a heads up, it would be a D20 roll for category, a D10 for category, and then a D10 for specific listing. So there again, if we did all of them for each character, we'd be looking at, what was that, 6 rolls of the D10 per page, so 12 altogether. So a lot of dice rolling and a lot of going back and forth. Again, totally fine if you guys don't want to spend most of the session just rolling goals.
Yeah, I think one will be fine.
Yeah,
That's
one's fine.
Yeah.
You could post the list and we could just all roll simultaneously and see what we get to.
Yeah, I'm fine with the rolls being done, and then I can just go down each character as long as you keep track of your own roll, and we can kind
Sure.
of quickly hit those points.
Do we just need to make like a D10 and then a D20 roll?
It would be 2 D10s, and each set we want to have one for each page. So I would do it with 2 D10 twice.
So if we just roll 4 D10 and you look at those, then that's cool.
That is cool.
Okay.
And then for actually breaking it down, I'll go through that same list order of characters on the bottom there. All right, so those rolls are coming in. We will start with Jacques, who's got a 1 and 6 to start. So that is combat category number 6. Goal A will be disarm an enemy.
Okay.
Number 2, 4 and 6.
That's
Category 4. Oh, side note. If you don't like the goal, we can reroll another one. If you feel like another
Oh,
character
easy?
has a goal that you think might be better for you, you're welcome to trade. So it's flexible. I don't want you to feel locked into something that's lame or doesn't apply to your character. If you're not a spellcaster and it says cast a spell in this situation, of course that doesn't work. So 4 and 6 will be on the next page. Appearance, commission a painting or sculpture.
Okay.
So those are your 2 goals there. Again, once you've fulfilled the goal, you'll get an inspiration and be able to roll a new goal. Probably at the beginning of the next session when we do the background stuff, we'll just revisit that briefly as necessary.
Oh, essentially, once we finish a goal, regardless of how long it takes us, we'll roll a new one, and then. Okay, sounds good.
Yep, and just extra bonus stuff. Plus, having a free inspiration is nice
Yeah.
to have.
Yep.
The shenanigans ensue. All right, so next up will be Kelp with a 4 and 10. So category is inflicting damage, and your specific goal is accidentally damage an ally. So watch out for the sorcerer and his low rolls. If you roll a
Sweet.
1, I'll let you have it.
Nice.
Awesome.
Damage and ally. I hope I don't run into somebody that's mad at me. All right. What's my other one?
Typing in the chat there. So number 2 will be a 1 and a 5. We've got category of transport and travel by boat.
Okay.
Which is kind of funny because your character will have done that in the prologue. All right. So
Easy enough.
Next one up will be Brunhilde. We've got a 1 and 5 to start. Combat category: attack an enemy while both are submersed.
Underwater combat. Sheesh.
Now, I'll be flexible on that if you both happen to be engulfed in flame or something like that, or both like in a toxic cloud. I would kind of count that as the same. So if you're both like in this, detrimental condition, that word is submersed can be flexible, as I don't think the campaign really gets heavy into nautical combat.
That'd be
If you
sick,
see an
though.
opportunity where you might be able to talk me into letting that goal be fulfilled, I'll be pretty flexible there.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
All right, and then for the next one, we've got a 2 and 8. So category is animals. Talk to an animal in its language.
Oh man, he's a barbarian.
That will be very simple because I'm going to talk to humans a whole lot.
Erect!
Now, if you're wanting to, that can be a little bit vaguely interpreted. Like if you meow at a cat that's meowing, for food or something, or cluck at a chicken, that might be counting. I don't know if it means comprehend and have a conversation with, as opposed to that. So, as you will.
Uh,
I will note it has to be living, so you can't be cooking a chicken and talking to it. I won't count
That doesn't work.
that.
No lie, yeah, I'll like cluck at chicken while I cook it, or like at
Right.
steaks. That's probably like really passive aggressive thinking. But like, fuck you, cow.
All right.
Sounds
So
like a challenge.
that's what it's all about. Not too heavy though. Next up, we've got Arno, and we've got a 9 and 3 on the first page. So category is loot. Number 3, discover a lost adventurer's diary.
That'd be cool.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, that can be correspondence too. If like you find a body with like a letter to somebody at home or something like that. Again, flexibility can be applied here if you find an opportunity in gameplay.
My second one.
And the second one is category transport. Number 7, travel to a different plane. Well, isn't that convenient?
Let's go.
Because that's the first thing you're going to do to get here. So, I mean, that's kind of like rolling a natural 20 on your goals, because you will be fulfilling that kind of in the prologue. Maybe some flexibility for Kelp too. I know that we're going to start where you already have traveled technically, but I don't know. We'll see how that goes. And then for Abbott, being our final rolls here, we've got a 2 and 4. So, nice for a rogue. Category is killing. And number 4, kill an enemy with the environment.
Oh hell yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah. Any fans of Mortal Kombat? Celebrate. That's really kind of awesome there. Which will be fun too, because that makes the environment much more important. Roll number 2, we've got 3 and 2. Category is landscape. And number 2, swim under a waterfall.
Slightly more niche, but I mean, if it comes up, it'll be fun. I can
You just
look
gotta
all.
take a shower under a waterfall. Easy.
Yeah,
The romance.
I mean, I would. That sounds. I've done it before.
Hmm.
That water is way heavier than in commercials, though.
Yeah. And I like hygienic characters as well. All right.
Well,
Cool.
I like this idea of like, having like a random goal to get inspiration. It's cool.
Yeah, certainly. I always thought it was a really cool thing, and like I said, more rolls of colors takes way more time, but it does kind of stretch out what you can do. So over the next couple sessions, we can do just one to fill your 3,
Yeah,
and then kind of go from there. So
that's
that
good.
on. All right. So we've got who's knocked out there. So when it comes to the history of Kryn, I don't know how many have had an opportunity to read the handout or watch any lore stuff. How many are interested in that?
I
Is there
watched
a
some YouTube videos and just to try and get myself familiar with it, just enough so that I could play in the world, but not enough that I would know everything about it.
certainly, and there's
Same.
definitely not an expectation of that.
But I like lore and history
Yeah,
for worlds, just kind of knowing what it's all about.
Okay. Well, the handout does a really good job of kind of paraphrasing it all and making it digestible. Essentially, where you guys have started, the cataclysm was generations ago, and it messed up the world, completely changed the face of it. And ever since, races have been struggling to rebuild. They've become isolationist. One thing in particular that you'd be aware of in the area, the Knights of Solamnia, who used to have a pretty awesome reputation, that's kind of gone down just because a lot of humans believe that they either had a part of the cataclysm, maybe could have influenced it not happening. So for some, and particularly in this region, not a lot of people are the greatest fans. So it's a little bit of a task on anyone affiliated with the Knights, cough, Jock, to kind of rebuild that reputation, as it were. And the gods have kind of left clerical type magic. They haven't blessed people with the ability to do healing magic and stuff. One of the characters from the Dragons of Seasonal Whatnot, Gold Moon, was the first cleric since the Cataclysm to appear. And so, just within the setting, those who have an influence, even like being a sorcerer, if your magic comes from the god you worship, that would be incredibly unique as opposed to a wizard who studies it. Your character may not know how rare that ability is or that connection is, but it is definitely unique. But I don't want to, again, bog down the session with a history lesson, or just me droning on and reading text at you. So that handout is available in the player camp folder, should you want to dive into that. And I think I shared a playlist of Dragonlance lore into the chat and pinned that. If anybody wants to dive into that, tons of fun.
I just watched historical cooking recipes videos.
See, that's a really cool idea too for just getting into the character mindset. All right, so where things begin, our prologue will actually be starting over in Waterdeep on Faerun, which is a different world than which all of the things are going to be taking place. It is a very nice and sunny summer day when Arno and Abbott are out and about, have kind of a day off, nothing pending, decided to kind of venture outside of the city, and they are randomly accosted by a portal opening. A wizard and a scribe fall through. They're fighting off zombies as the portal closes. They're able to assist, but the wizard is injured. And so, by the request of the scribe, they're kind of secreting back into Waterdeep to take the wizard to Mira, Green Kush, just to stabilize and help the wizard not die to death. While he's is stabilized but not super conscious and interactive, the scribe has asked for the pair of Arno and Abbott to accompany them on their journey back through. Heroes are needed, the usual. So the feast of farewell that Arno has discussed will happen thereafter, where he's given the sword that he's been trained in, and also the scribe gives over a pair of armbands, and these are kind of invitation pieces that accompany the letter that will go to the other characters informing them about Ispin's death. What you guys know is that these armbands just kind of signify that you're supposed to be where he's going to be bringing to, and they will help guide you to allies in the new realm that will get you further to joining the needs when you get there. He's not helpful, not descriptive, does not give you details, but his fear for the future, should your aid not be enlisted, is sincere. And taken in there, a couple different portals are taken through when you guys leave. Eventually, you fall through into a forest in autumn, which you had left your home during summertime. But you can tell by the leaves on the trees changing color, the weather being a little harsher here. As the portal is closing, the scribe is grabbed by a tentacle and pulled back through. And so the two of you
Yay!
are left in a forest without a guide, very bad weather, slightly windy, but very heavy rain, dark mist covering, coming closer to the evening, just suddenly from very nice, sunny, happy, chirping birds, etc., into crappy downpour. But as the weather starts to clear, in the distance, you do see the flicker of a campfire. And that is where you've entered into a new realm, charged with a quest that you really don't know much about, but you know that an ally to shared associates of the wizard and scribe has passed away, and you'll be attending the funeral in their stead with the identifying armbands, since you will likely not otherwise be recognized. As you haven't encountered other party members, you're each welcome to describe your character either now or you can wait until you happen upon them. leave that up
I'll
to you
just
guys.
wait until we all come together.
All right.
I was thinking likewise.
All right. Well, meanwhile, on the plane/planet of Kryn, it is Reapember. The day is Mage Tag, which are known as September and Tuesday, respectively. Middle of the month. Uh, we enter in with a Solamnic page named Jacques, who's coming from Winterholm, a town located in the province of Coastland in Solamnia, northeast of the Warden Swamp. Of course, this one city happens to not be listed on the map. You can see it dinging over there with his little icon. And I did give the handout. Again, this is the letter from Becklin Uthvaharan. Everyone has received this letter with the armband that informs you of your friend Ispin's death. Refers to a mutual friend. I don't know, Jacques, if you will know of Becklin or the reputation. They are a retired knight of the crown. And, oh, goody, I need to wait for my page to load because I scrolled down on a handout. This might be a thing. So you have, of course, the letter and the armband in your possession. You are traveling through passes in the mountains to eventually get toward the hinterland. You have to cross the Vingard mountain range. And the best way of travel likely would be while taking maybe part of the river to make some time, generally staying on that side of the river that flows down, the Vingard River. And it's been generally uneventful until, as the weather's just starting to turn, he is accosted by bandits on the road.
Tisk
Once
tisk.
tisk tisk, just a couple random encounter there. Once they're dealt with, you're able to continue your journey. The weather kind of fluctuates. As it begins to calm, you do find a nice branch-covered area, perfect for a campsite. As your hunger starts to set in, and the weather is getting a little bit better, rains have died down. You can tell the sun just by the ambient light is right on the cusp of setting. So, few questions for you as we dive in and you introduce yourself. Curious about Jacques' appearance, his current demeanor as he's traveling. Um, we'd like to know how you know Ispin, and then finally, how were the bandits on the road dealt with? And when we get to that, I'll have a couple extra details for you. So, if you'd like, please introduce Jacques and
Okay.
affiliation.
Jock is he's I think he's 5'9". He has kind of dark brown hair, green eyes. He has good posture. He's not like incredibly built, but he's not super scrawny either. Let's say like tone and fit. He is probably been traveling for quite some time. Not exactly sure how big Salami is, but I would assume at least a week or more. So probably by now he's probably tired of traveling. So maybe he's walking a little slower or whatever, and it's just been raining, so maybe his mood isn't like the greatest, but he's probably not unwelcoming either. But demeanor, yeah. Overall friendly person, and is easy to get along with. He speaks in a French accent, and bandits on the road. Let's see.
So, just on a visual assessment, you see that these aren't practiced bandits. They're not particularly confident in the way that they accost you. It is a man and a woman. They seem down on their luck with not so great clothes. You can tell that when they first approached you, they couldn't tell that you were a knight. Of course, you have your cloak wrapped up, weather's bad. So when they came up on a random traveler by themselves, they didn't realize it would be an armed knight. And so you can kind of see that trepidation as you get closer and start to engage. Um, and this event, pretty well inconsequential. It's not a big deal that's going to break anything. So you're certainly within the ability and the means to really kind of deal with them how you like.
Yeah, so Shock wears like chainmail. He has a shield that's probably on his back, and yeah, cloak over top of his tabard and stuff like that. And probably noticing these people uh, um, I don't know, notice him. uh, he might try and engage in conversation, see what they're after. Maybe not like outright threaten them in any way, but you know, he's not just gonna attack someone because they want to rob him. If they start attacking him, then sure, he'll defend himself, but he's more likely to come to a peaceful negotiation rather than not.
Okay, very good. So through that quick little engagement, you see that they quickly become non-aggressive. They're very apologetic and just speak to the season and bad crop year and are just desperate to eat. Haven't been able to find anything hunting. They're farmers, not hunters, and they've lost friends and family recently, and so they're really just bad on their luck. If you have a little bit of food, you can send them on their way with. They promise not to. That you'll really never see them again.
Yeah. Can I get a guess on how far away Vogler is where I am?
You're very close. You believe actually, just consulting whether it's a mental map or you carry a physical map of the region, you're really pretty close to. If you were to make camp overnight, when you leave in the morning, you probably arrive at your location within a few hours of daybreak. So pretty
Okay.
close, but at the point where it's like, nah, I got to rest up for the night. I don't want to take kind of this last leg in the
Okay.
darkness, as it were.
Yeah, I'll give them, because he's a generous guy. I'll give them 4 rations.
Okay. All right, and then
And I'll
Vogler.
also offer, like, ask if they're like injured or anything like that, or sick, because you know that's my job.
Certainly, and at that point, they're really thankful. Their entire demeanor has changed, and they don't claim any injuries or ails. They're just really grateful to be able to eat, and they really are kind of embarrassed. It seems like they're really just good people, and this is probably the first time they tried it and just had bad luck on encountering a knight as opposed to maybe a merchant or something that really turned out to be in their favor.
Yeah,
And
I'll let them
have
know
great
that
gratitude.
my family's farm has, I don't know, not had such a bad crop year. Over in the coastland, I know it's a long walk, but if you make it over there, they have they might even have some jobs for you to work on their farm.
All right. you will receive thanks, gratitude, and some bowing and scraping as they kind of fade off into the mist. Once they've got food in hand, they pretty well focus on that and are really just glad that you weren't in such a bad mood that you punished them for their mistake of attempted robbery.
That's totally fine. Shock will, I don't know, give them some sort of polite salute and be on his way to his campsite.
All right. And so at the camp there, like I said, kind of like a nice little perfect place to stop. A little bit off the road, but enough to where it can still be seen. And the tree branches just happen to line up to where it's been able to stay mostly dry. You've got materials enough to be able to make a fire and get some eating on. You haven't had food in a while, and now it's just kind of the weather clearing and everything has become your top concern.
Awesome.
Getting comfy there. All right, so the person that's taking the longest trip is Brunhilde, who hails from very far down south. Of course, I'm not accounting for being from another dimension. And bear with the Roll20 connection here. I'm going to refresh my page because it froze up on scrolling a handout. But my narrative is in my side notes. So that's foresight. So, on the southern tip of the southern Dargard Mountains lies the small town of Mageholm. It is predominantly human settlement. Minor settlement resides on the southwestern border between the realms of Lemish and Eastweld. Those names may or may not mean anything, but it is a border town, not very big, not hugely significant to the local political climate. Brunhilde, again, has had the longest journey, having to go through mountains, forests, different human lands, depending on, of course, their comfort and familiarity with that, may determine the impact on their mood and demeanor of their own. The most significant thing as you are coming up through, you were first to kind of take a segue along the coast as opposed to just going straight up through the rivers that come through. And so you actually had the opportunity to travel past Winterholm. And so while we would love to hear your introduction, appearance, demeanor, mood, and how you know Ispin Grinshield, which I don't know if Jacques elaborated on that. But we also want... Yeah, go ahead.
He stopped by my my little hospital there, and I patched him up.
Friendly and helpful interaction. Any adventuring done, or was there something that you guys bonded over that made that a memorable interaction? Since you do help quite a few people.
I mean, he did travel with other people, so maybe he was doing a lot of adventuring in the area or something, and was a regular customer for a while.
Okay. Certainly makes sense there. Repeat business is good on both sides. All right. Yeah, for Brunhilde, please go ahead and make introductions. And in addition to introductions and your familiarity with Ispin, wanted to know there was a new ingredient you discovered on your way through Solamnia there, actually found near Winterholm, whether that was in the swamp or in the city. But just curious as to what ingredient that might have been for you, if you will.
So Winterholm is where Jacques from?
Indeed.
Okay, perfect. I just was looking on the map. So I guess set sail and just like cruise the coast up and around and then went over the mountains?
Yep.
Okay. Well, Brunhilde is the most beautiful dwarvish lady you've ever seen. And she has the softest and most well-kept beard of... It is the jealousy of all of the dwarven ladies she's ever met. And outstripping her glorious beard is her ability to cook and brew beverages. And Brunhilde ran an inn with her father in Mageholm, and Ispin Greenshield was a patron of that inn. He stayed there. And while he was staying there, there was a goblin attack on the town, and Brunhilde found herself fighting back to back with Ispin against goblins, his sword and her pan. And that evening, they slew 14 goblins together.
Oh, wow.
And Brunhilde is a homely, she doesn't like to travel, and although she appreciates Ispin saving the village, he did get added to her recipe book of revenge because he infected her with treacherous, adventurous thoughts. So she did receive a letter about his funeral, and she does owe him a burnt left shoe, so she will get her revenge on his corpse, it appears.
Yeah. His parting gift is to make you adventure out of your comfort zone.
Yep. So, despite him being a good friend, he's also a love-hate relationship, as she now has to adventure to seek her revenge and burn his left shoe. So, while she was traveling, I guess through the swamps, she found a fragrant mushroom that she has been incorporating into all of her dishes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Well, it just happens to be the fragrance of that mushroom that you catch the whiff of as you're traveling down a road. You notice that smell before you see the flicker of a campfire through the mist, off the road a little bit, into the trees. You can't really make out much else other than looks like a single figure at the camp from your vantage point, very shadowed. But you get a nice vibe from it. It appears inviting, especially after the weather that has just let up.
So
And
Brunhilde could assume that someone else has discovered the secret of roasting this mushroom.
yeah, happens to be part of whatever's being prepared there. You're pretty sure. You've spent some time with it, and you think it. Well, I don't know what you might think of fate or coincidence or karma or anything like that, but it's a little bit of kismet, a nice greeting on the road when the weather clears, and smelling that, and you now have a familiar rumbling in your stomach as
Maybe
you
I do,
approach
but I can also
that
tell
area.
by the smell that they are cooking it wrong.
I will let you have that conversation with the cooker should you want to approach and have that.
Yeah, Brunhilde is just going to march straight to that campfire and inform them of the error of their ways.
Okay. So we will go ahead then, and if I can I want to get an awareness check from Jacques. I was going to make it passive, but I'd like to be a little bit more active, just to see if you notice Brunhilde's approach prior to them simply arriving at your campsite with a surprise hello.
I got a 13 on perception.
Okay. And Brunhilde, are you being sneaky at all, or do you approach pretty straightforwardly?
Oh, pretty straightforward. Crimes should be confronted immediately.
All right, very good. So yeah, Jacques, you do definitely hear and see the approach of a shorter figure through the mist. You're welcome to respond to that approach or simply wait for them to enter the firelight.
I feel like Jacques would probably stand up just to, not be totally caught off guard, but stand up and maybe say hello there or something like that.
Okay. And in coming into the light, while the letter did suggest, not in the letter itself, but attached to the armbands, it was recommended that you wear the armbands during travel or at least upon arrival to the village so that you kind of signify your affiliation, your kind of VIP guests. It's up to each of you if you are currently wearing those armbands, but each of you would definitely notice that right away, along with other soft flowing beards and the like, curly mustaches.
Uh,
You both have
y-
fantastic facial hair.
yes, Jacques has the classic French thin curly mustache.
Mhm.
um, What was I gonna say? I don't remember. Oh, about the armbands. Yeah, Jacques would be wearing his armband. It's not like it's gonna attract attention or anything like that, other than people who know. So, he he's pretty apt to follow rules that seem to make sense.
All right. And Brunhilde, as you approach, you are greeted with a hello from the figure at the camp. Are you wearing your armband at this time as well?
Certainly, if that was the instructions.
Okay.
I'm not, but a recipe follower.
Okay. And it wasn't like a hard mandatory, but definitely recommended. So yeah, you will see that upon the light being able to see you both. So you at least have that to accompany the introductions you'd like to make.
Well, greetings. I'm here to save you as your culinary savior. Those mushrooms are being cooked wrong.
I'm gonna guess that this is just like maybe some like, I don't know, rabbit or something that I don't know, threw a rock at and managed to daze. And some mushrooms from my hometown that my family cooks up a lot. Be like, in his French accent, sounding all like accused that he's doing something wrong. He'll he'll probably say, "There is more than one way to cook mushrooms."
There surely is. That's still wrong. It'll give you the golly wobbles if you turn it 4 times that way. You have to go 2 right, 1 left.
I mean, they're already cooked now. So I guess Jacques will just, grab his plate before this lady can ruin his meal any much further, and he'll grab his, steak and mushrooms, as it were, and start eating them while looking at Brunhilde, kind of giving her the once over. Just to make sure, this isn't some random encounter.
What you looking at, little man?
I feel like Jacques would also laugh and chuckle a lot, because he's a lighthearted dude. Just just checking out, make sure there's nothing suspicious about you. Seeing if there's any recognizing tells. Just the standard. Just want to be safe. It's not every day someone accuses you of making mushrooms wrong at your own fire.
Well, the only thing suspicious around here is your cooking methods.
Well, I'm willing to let you use my fire here if you want to make your own food.
Alright, Brunhilde's gonna stomp over and inspect your fire, and then huff. Can't even make a fire right, and then stomp off to get some more wood.
All right.
Okay.
Well, that is perfect time as we fade and transition over to Kelp, who is from the local town of Calaman. This is a trading port that has done well even since the cataclysm, just because of its location downriver, being a major trade port, and the walls of the city having still stood. It's rare for a city to have large walls, defensive uh, fortitude as such. So tempers are pretty good there compared to a lot of other regions that have suffered and are still kind of playing catch up. Um, Kelp had decided to scout the lands outside of Volgler the day prior to arriving there when the weather suddenly turned bad. Kind of turned about and got a little bit lost. Didn't expect to be stuck out in this weather. But as it begins to calm, Kelp can see the flicker of a fire through the mist in the distance. Can't really see or hear any details beyond that, just the light flicker. You're familiar enough with what campfires are to recognize that much. So, if you please, go ahead and introduce yourself, how you know Ispin, and let us know what it was you were looking for outside of Vogler, and if you did actually find it.
Kelp, he's around his appearance is around 6 foot, but weighs only like a buck 65. Very thin, very non-muscular in any way. White hair. Uh, the odd part about his skin color is it's kind of a um, more of a blue gray than anything else. Sea elves aren't really that common, but if you do see one, their skin is a little bit more greenish tone to it than mine. Um, so yeah, I'm pretty skinny. I like to dress nice, but you can tell my clothes aren't um, expensive, but I do try to make a good appearance with my clothes. Um, what I am searching for, I'm searching for, it would be a certain type of wood that my dad likes. He likes to make his baskets out of the wood that he takes to deliver his clams and oysters. So I was it bends well and he likes just it smells good and that's what he prefers. So every once in a while I'll go out and try to collect this type of wood. Um, and that's what I was doing and I found a little bit of it, but not enough. So I kept searching.
All right, perfect. And so, um, hopefully, being able to keep it out of the weather that is now starting to clear. Again, you're turned out a little bit out around, not too worried about it because you know the area, you know the direction to go, but the sun has been covered and the forest is thick and misty. So the flicker of firelight is a nice little beacon. You are, of course, welcome to approach it if you like and however you like, or ignore it at your leisure.
Um, yeah, my curiosity has piqued, and I'd like to see who's um, since I know the woods and so maybe it's somebody, maybe it's somebody I know. So yeah, I'll go approach the campfire.
Alrighty. As you are getting closer, you can make out the figures. Neither of them are particularly tall. And you can hear voices, one feminine, one masculine, one heavily accented with French, one accented a little bit with Dwarven. And you overhear something about mushrooms as some fire is being delivered to the fire by the dwarf. So it doesn't seem like they have noticed you. You're right on kind of the outskirts there, so you can approach or observe or do what you like accordingly. Again, they are wrapped up in their conversation, so they haven't noticed you. One thing you do see is the armbands on each of them, identifying themselves as VIP guests of the funeral of Vispin that you two are attending. It is up to you whether or not you are wearing the armband yet in kind.
Yeah, I will be wearing the arm band. So I'm actually traveling there as well. Is that correct?
Yes, your
Okay,
plan
okay.
was essentially to kind of gather the wood you were looking for and then make
While
it
I go
back in
there.
town to stay the night. but you
Okay.
got caught out, and you kind of figure at this time of night, camp was kind of a nice little blessing instead of having to trudge aimlessly through the woods and hopefully in the right direction.
I will not have my armband on at that time, but I will approach and probably, use that as a conversational piece and probably pull out my armband and say I've got one too. So use that as my icebreaker with these individuals.
All right. So Brunhilde and Jacques, engrossed in the conversation over how to properly build a fire and cook mushrooms upon it, you are approached by the sea elf coming in from the woods, non-threatening, and opens up conversation, immediately referencing the armbands. And there you all three sit.
With it being a rainy evening, would Kelp have like a hood up, or can you tell that they are an elf?
Probably I would probably have a hood up. Yeah, I would probably have a hood up. So that my ears would be covered. That's a good point since it is raining.
Let me then adjust that. You can tell by the skin shade in the firelight that they are not likely pure human or dwarf, if that helps.
Yes. So I kind of approach and say, "Are you all attending a funeral? I see your arm badge. So is that where you're headed?"
That's where I'm headed. But lately my fire has been accosted by two travelers, apparently going to the same thing I'm going to.
A friend or family of is it Ispan? That's his name?
Ispen, yes.
Ispan. Yeah, friend or family.
Green shield.
I am his. I'm his personal doctor. I've healed his wounds many of times. Back in his kind of late adventuring days, and I'm here to give him my condolences.
I've heard many stories from him since I was a young kid. What's your name? Maybe I've heard you in the stories.
My name is Jacques.
Shock. Nope, haven't heard it. No, but still, it's great to meet you. I'm Kelp. And
Nice
you said
to meet you too.
is Brunhilde around, or is she out gathering wood at this point in time?
Oh,
She has returned with the wood.
Okay.
With the wood. These forests are full of criminals and old people.
That's quite the observation you're making. Why do you say such things?
Well, I've never seen such a person with such skin or so little flesh.
I try to eat. I just can't put on weight. I eat a lot. Like I eat like 5 meals a day.
Well,
I just can't put on weight.
Sit your elderly bottom here on this log, and I'll make you some food.
Oh, you're gonna cook for me?
The proper way, yes.
Are you a good cook?
The best.
I'll be the judge of that. I'll be more than happy to eat. I'll sit down. I'm excited about the food. What are we having?
We're having fried mushrooms.
Oh, sounds good.
So
Apparently,
Brunhilde,
Are you friend or family, Brunhilde? I don't know your name, but ma'am.
Acquaintance,
Friend?
I suppose.
Oh, it's pretty vague, but I'll go with it. All right, cook away.
So Brunhilde is going to be excessively annoying explaining to you the optimal way to cook mushrooms, as she is now a subject matter expert on this and would like to share her superior knowledge with you.
I see.
Not you. You're a criminal.
I'm a criminal.
Our new guest.
Why am I a criminal? What have
Not
I
you.
done?
No. Kelp is not the criminal. Jack is the criminal, as he was continuously rotating the mushrooms instead of 2 turns
Oh.
left and 1 turn right.
He's just wrong. Yeah.
I see. I
Oh.
didn't realize I was breaking any laws by cooking mushrooms.
By butchering the taste buds? Yeah.
I see. Your sense of law and order are peculiar.
Well, once you've lived as long as I have, maybe you'll get the right sense of law and order.
I see.
The Jack and goes, she always like this?
I find dwarves are generally like this, yes.
All
So
right.
one note for Brunhild, while you can't quite place it, now that you've heard their speech mannerisms and they've sat closer to you at the fire there, something about kelp triggers a recognition. But again, you're not sure exactly what. Something's nagging you about it, and that's as much as I will give you there.
Probably also a criminal.
I think everybody's a criminal. Is so I recognize her, she recognizes me.
She recognizes you,
Okay.
but it's faint tingling and not quite sure. With all the things going on and the low light cover and just being focused in on the mushrooms, um, it's something she may come to later. All right. So meanwhile, we have a pair of individuals, Arno and Abbott, who have arrived on a foreign realm in the middle of the forest with bad weather. Their guide that had brought them here and encouraged them to seek aid and join in things, given kind of a heads up. Your arrival at this specific location was no accident. And so, while again, the scribe was not forthcoming at all, it seems like they definitely knew more than they were letting on and have led you here. So, you don't believe, upon seeing, you've been holding back and observing, you've seen a few people meet up at a campfire nearby. Luckily, the dwarf went to collect wood in another direction and came back as another figure joined. And at this point, the smell of cooking is enticing you both to come up closer. Abbott is a little bit more reserved, just their roguish nature is keeping them from just jumping right in and saying hi to everybody. But you are seeing new people arrive. There's nothing threatening about this camp. And as time passes, it becomes more and more desired. The heat of the fire would certainly be nice to warm the clothes that are soaking and weighing you down a little bit. But you're welcome to approach if you like. If you don't, your presence nearby has not been noticed, and you haven't been able to be close enough to hear specific conversation or make out specific traits of the individuals there, just as much as been able to observe through the mist from afar.
Oh, I would approach. I'm starving.
All
I'd approach cautiously.
I would be sniffing the air. And then I would just call out to the people, sitting around the campfire. Yo, what would it take to get some of that food?
All right. The three of you at the fire hear what I assume to be a deeper, more guttural tone speaking. From out of the edges of the fire, you can't make out if there are anyone else. You just hear that voice ring out. They sound hungry.
I get up and kind of stand behind ish Jacques. I'm not like hiding behind, but I am definitely putting him in front of me, kind of casually. I'm trying to do it as and just as sly as possible without looking cowardless.
Very good.
I just made this fire, and it's been hijacked. I've been told that my cooking is incorrect, and I've been called a criminal. So, if you're a criminal, I'm sure you'll find yourself at home here with this dwarf lady who enjoys insulting others.
But she is cooking for free though, so
She is cooking for free.
I mean, you got to
far
take
as
it.
we
You got
know.
to take. Wait, you're not
if I can
charging,
just
are
get
you?
a bite of that food and all I have to hear is a couple insults, that sounds like a fair trade.
Would he be wearing a red badge or no?
That is what you would now notice upon getting closer to the fire. Arno and Abbott will see two of the three figures wearing the armbands that were given by the wizard scribe. It's up to you guys as to whether or not you would have put them on yet or not, but he would have advised you keep them on until you arrive. Up to you if you follow those instructions.
I'd have probably kept mine hidden just so I'm not drawing attention, but I'd be wearing it.
Okay. And Arno, your armband, on, off, visible.
Oh, yeah, visible. We'll just say probably, either on probably just on my forearm.
I definitely noticing that. I say, hey, I think we're all headed to the same place. What a coincidence! Imagine that. Come sit down. And I tend to relax a little. I drop my shoulders a little bit, knowing that they're headed off to the same place that we are at.
Well, the silly thing is we were told we were supposed to go, but the guy that was supposed to bring us disappeared. So I have no idea where we're going or where to go. So I don't even know if I would make it to where I'm supposed to be heading to,
If he hadn't have ran into us.
So you don't know where you're going?
Nope.
Lost. With this armband.
I was just going to wander around aimlessly. To be honest, until I found civilization.
Well, it's a funeral that we're going to. Obviously, somebody wanted you to go there, so call it fate. Enjoy us. And come sit down, eat some fried mushrooms the right way, I guess, and enjoy.
Is there a particular way you have to chew the mushrooms as well, or is it just in the cooking method?
It's just the cooking method.
Oh, I mean, you had an opinion about the fire. I just figured you'd have an opinion about the way you ate the food, too.
Whoa.
Close friends.
That sounds like attitude.
No. As long as the delicious nutrients get in you somehow, it's up to you.
To me.
I'm just gonna enjoy my meal here. The way I made it. Maybe next time I'll try yours.
So, describe Arno for me.
Arno is a dark, dingy, dirty-looking half-orc that is rather charming / handsome-looking. He bears a whole bunch of elven calligraphy tattoos and a handful of scars on his body. He's dressed down in light armor and clothing and carries this exotic-looking blade. And when he sits by the fire, that's when he opens up like his little pouch and just pulls out a container and starts rolling a blunt.
I'm elvish, so what do the tattoos read? I could probably read them. I was just curious.
Well, that's a good question. Say, you just see, you see some letters that are initials. You just see what looks to be the start of a possible ritual tattoo that's on his chest that kind of wraps around to his back. He has a sylvan uh, a sylvan symbol on the top of his head, and his one of his hands kind of looks like a smoke gray.
Do you have elvish features?
No, he looks like a half orc.
Okay.
Which we've never seen before.
It is unlikely that you've encountered a half orc. They would be incredibly super rare on Kryn. And also, too, for someone of his appearance, if not for the elven tribal markings, the tattoos that he has, you would assume the sword, which is obviously finely crafted of elvish design, it would not
Yes.
be gringy, dirty the way Arno is. So you can tell that it is a prized possession. You may have thought that that item would have been stolen or taken by force otherwise. But the elven symbols, of course, give you pause to think.
It's not
That
It's not that Arno is like dirty himself. It just he's very dark.
Okay.
Well, Brunhilde would like to know more about that herb you have there, as its putrid aroma is one she has not smelled before.
This came from a farm that I was raised on for most of my upbringing that was given to me as a gift, as a departure gift. But there's a lot of different uses for it, and cooking is actually one of them.
Interesting.
This it's back home. It's just we just call it Fey flour, but there's a whole bunch of different names. I just never really got into I just really never got into learning about the names as much as I did other stuff. I just enjoyed smoking it.
Well,
Would you?
Brunhilde would be interested in trying some cooked recipes with said herb, and then she could give you an expert opinion.
Hey, you had to do it right.
Yeah, just give me one try and I'll tell you how to do it right.
I would totally give. I would. Arno would 100% give Brunhilde probably like 1/3 of his stash that he brought with him.
All right. Well,
Wow.
Brunhilde is going to tuck that away, and learn more about it, and then cook up a delicious dish for you once she has deduced the best way to prepare it.
So we've never seen a half orc, right?
Not likely, unless there is something you'd like to incorporate in your background in which they would be encountered. They would be so incredibly widespread and rare. Um, if you've lived a more isolated life, you wouldn't even know that they existed. You may get the impression, despite him being quite civilized and well spoken enough, um, appearance would be of a threatening, intimidating nature. Just kind of the tusks and the he stands confidently like a warrior. So take that as you will. A villager would likely run in fright on first sight without being able to speak or hear, just because of the somewhat monstrous and rare appearance.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna telepathically speak to Jacques. I said, Jacques,
Okay.
hey, I know I'm not talking. I'm just in your head, but it's okay. We can talk back and forth. The dude's really scary looking. Are we in danger? Are we fucked? Have you ever seen anything like that?
Actually respond.
Yeah.
Number
Yeah,
minutes
thankfully.
equal
We can
to
It's up to
Interesting.
you if you want to actually speak out loud in response if you're unfamiliar with telepathic speech. But he did preamble with, "Hey,
Right.
you can answer your mind."
Oh,
It's a little screwed up, but it works. Just
it's a
go
little
with me.
screwed up, but it works.
It's reassuring. Reassuring.
The dude doesn't look right.
You're just gonna get like like the dots in a text message. You're gonna get that coming across the line for a little bit, and then Shock's just gonna tell you, in his mind, like, does your question? This is out of character. Does your mind voice sound like your spoken voice?
Yes,
Like,
because you've heard me talk. So if
Okay.
you haven't heard me speak, then it would be probably might be something different. But since you've heard me speak out loud, then it would definitely be
Okay,
be
they
my
sound the
voice.
same.
Right, because I probably
Okay.
forgot to say this is kelp. So
Right.
yeah,
Okay, so I know who I know who
I'm
I've
panicked
responded
right
to.
yeah, I'm panicked right now.
Okay. Chalk will just let you know that you probably don't have to worry about right now, but when we go to sleep, you might have to not sleep or somehow keep an eye out.
All right, I'll keep an eye out. He just doesn't look right. That's just wrong.
What is Abbott's demeanor and approachability, if you will, also here at the fire? Arno definitely is visually imposing. Abbott being a rogue, I'm just kind of curious if you're more outgoing or kind of your approach and how they would be perceiving you and your attitude at the fire thus far. Having been a little bit quiet, yeah.
He's currently a bit reserved, but it doesn't. He's not attempting to come off as brusque or anything like that. He's more he just seems to be an observer. He's going back and forth to whoever's talking and kind of looking and stuff like that. He'll throw out one or two things and a witty comment or something like that, but he's more kind of that social rogue. He's keeping it to the edges and just poking in when he can do something pertinent.
Okay. Just curious what the contrast or parallel might be between the two new arrivals here, as the sorcerer and the knight are talking to each other through their minds.
Sorcerer in the
I mean, who doesn't? That's totally cool and normal. Not weird at all.
Josh, what's your race?
Half elf. It would probably, yeah. You would probably be able to tell from looking. He's got kind of slightly pointed ears and the slightly like almond eyes and stuff, but the human features are kind of weirdly striking. Different colored eyes, bright white streak of hair up front of his like head. Yeah. Lots of little bandages and stuff like that all over.
Cool.
On a side note, have you gotten word on your art commission? Which there's no rush, of course. I'm just kind of curious.
I have not. I was actually thinking about that today. I sent them a message to see what's up.
Okay.
Probably should have done that like a couple days ago, but I didn't think of it till today, to be honest, because I was like, hey, where is that actually?
Yeah, no worries. And of course, you don't want to, poke the bear.
Yeah.
So everyone has gathered. Now, is Brunhilde preparing? Have you accepted the request for food from Arno as they approached? Are you cooking for
yes.
everybody except for Jacques?
Yeah, her good dwarven dad said that he'd serve a crag beast if they had coins, so
Okay.
doesn't really matter. Brunhilde does want to know if Abbott's parents dropped him on his head when he was little, because he's got the white streak. Maybe he's got a scar from that. In an attempt to make some conversation.
All right. While that conversation happens, can we get a cooking skill check?
We sure can. I am not sure which one you would want that to come out of.
Can you elaborate on what you mean by which one?
Oh, sorry. Which check you're looking for? Like performance? Like, I don't think there's an actual cooking skill check.
I thought that I had. Let me take a look real quick at the sheet.
There's like
'Cause I
cooking
know you got like the
utensils.
cooking utensils, yeah.
Yeah. But like, what stat would it use?
Usually it would use the survival as kind of like a general. I know they use that for like fishing and stuff too. It's a little bit broad. Now it's up to you if you want to substitute that with performance. If you want it to be more of a visual display, like your competitive cooking, that sort of thing, I would certainly allow that. But I would say survival for the campfire would be the skill to roll.
All right.
By default.
A big -1 coming out here. 12.
Okay, so it's not terrible. You were able to improve the fire a little bit as far as its purposes for you, but put on the spot, you would have liked personally to have done more prep work. So this is definitely a campfire snack, not a presentation of your best efforts. However, you would like to or not communicate that, the people with you wouldn't necessarily notice because you are putting in enough effort and feeding them for free in the bad weather. Campfire's starting to warm them up. People are a little better mood, meeting fellow travelers. So you have a receptive audience, if that makes sense. But you know that it's not your finest performance by any stretch.
But I'd never tell them that.
Yes, that's in your hands to deliver that as you will.
He is proficient in cooking tools, so would he add his like proficiency bonus to that?
Oh, certainly.
Okay, so it'd be a 13 instead.
No, it'd be a +2 proficiency bonus. 12, 14.
Here you go. If that makes it any better.
It does. Having brought your own tools rather than having to just do campfire stuff does make it a little bit better. And so, if anybody gets taken out of their initial hunger desire to really take a moment to appreciate it, they would be impressed. Like, wow, imagine what this person could do in a warm, dry environment with no pressure and a little bit of prep, et cetera, et cetera.
Excellent. Well, I would happily serve up the remaining, stock of mushrooms cooked correctly to these hungry travelers. I might even be so generous as to offer, a quarter of one, just a small taste, to our knight here, if he would like to taste the proper way of eating mushrooms and see if his palate is refined enough to taste the difference.
Sure, I will try one.
No, just a small morsel.
A small morsel. Okay. Yeah. Let's see here. There is no difference. They taste identical.
As Brunhilde expected.
Criminal still.
I guess.
Eating unrefined peasant food for too long, you can't taste the difference.
Yeah, that's because my family came from the peasantry, so that would make sense.
And Abbott, I don't think that the tone would come off as being offensive, but you have been asked if you were dropped on your head to give you the unique hair scoop there.
Oh, I totally missed it. I'm not used to the new name yet. No, it's a family thing.
Oh, there's like when babies are born in your family, you just drop them on their head.
Drop them on their head.
Yeah, if they all have that scar, is it like a family tradition to just scar all the children?
Oh, the scar in the art. Right. I got you.
Brunhilde assumes that the different
Yeah.
color comes from a wound rather than genetics.
Oh no, no scar. It's just any. Not all of the members of my family can do magic, but the ones that can end up with the white hair.
Well, that's very odd.
Honestly, I'm not gonna disagree. There's a lot of weird things about the family, so.
Magic's like a pretty rare thing around here, right? So, like someone saying that they can just casually do magic, would that be like really surprising to the people of Kryn?
Yes, and especially to have two people, because, well, I don't know. I don't think Kelp identified themselves as a sorcerer, and only
No.
Jacques
No.
would be aware of their ability to do anything
Yeah.
supernatural thus far.
Yeah. So like Jacques meeting 2 whacks in one day.
Yes.
Is Jacques probably like, what kind of funeral am I going to?
So, Abbott, you said you can do magic, or you have family members that can do magic?
I'm not trained yet, but from the he kind of points at his hair. From that, I'd guess I have the knack for it if I get
I
around
got
to
I got you.
practicing.
I see. That makes sense.
Yeah, with a little more time having been spent, the two that arrived the latest, their clothing, their inflections of speech, um, definitely mark them as being not from around here. Uh, Clothing styles and the like. I don't mean to imply that you get a sense that they're not from Kryn, but you can tell that they would be the most foreign, if you will.
In my head, he's been traveled the world, so I'm sure he has friends from all over, and it wouldn't probably be too much of a shock to have a whole lot of different people show up at his funeral. That's what's going through my head.
I'm gonna ask everyone how they know Ispin, seeing as how everyone's kind of seems to be wearing the armband.
My family knows him. So my mom did some business with him, but we've been friends for a long time. So it's very sad to attend the funeral to learn of his passing. So just family acquaintance, little business as well.
Can I get an insight check from Brunhilde?
Oh no.
Oh,
Nothing's
wow.
by this
Did you
dwarf.
get a natural 20 on that?
I did.
Mhm.
Okay, so lightning flash. As soon as Kelp talks about mother and doing business, you know where this elf came from before. They're in your book. Your book of revenge. Something to do with clams and stuff.
Interesting. Brunhilde would like to, as casually as possible, inquire of Kelp if his dear parents are still alive.
Yeah, they're alive.
Oh.
Well, why are you curious about my parents?
Oh, you said that Ispin was a good family friend, and it's.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. They're still alive. Yeah, they're still. My dad and mom still work, and they work over in Calaman, and yeah, do business. I help my dad out and help my mom out a little bit, but yeah, absolutely, wonderful people. I'm blessed to have such amazing parents. Sometimes you don't have great parents, but they're just good people.
Brunhilde would agree that sometimes you cannot have good parents, and she's so sorry for the loss of your family friend, Ispin Greenshield. And was that Calaman you said?
Yeah, these mushrooms are they're pretty good.
Yes, they are.
You know what you're doing. You know what? You ought to open up a restaurant or something.
That is the goal.
Oh yeah, you're not too shabby of a cook. Anybody ever told you that?
Yes, most people tell me that.
Oh yeah. Very nice.
Not only is your cooking amazing, but your beard is almost as fine as mine.
Well, that would make sense coming from someone who's green. Dark
What do
green.
you do?
Green. Yeah.
Why is being green matter?
Well, obviously he's not a dwarf, so he's not really going to understand what a good beard looks like. So that's because he's green.
Yeah, Brunhilde comes from a predominantly human settlement, so I presume would be pretty familiar with humans and their tendencies and the like. This clearly non-human person may share that tendency to appreciate beards. Is what I'm potentially hearing out of that.
Yes, everyone's entitled to their opinion. That's wrong. That's totally fine.
Certainly.
Oh man.
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. It's a very nice beard.
Thank you. It is one of her, small prides that she allows herself.
At least you're humble. Um, how long have we been sitting around the fire here?
You can tell by the ambient light outside of the fire's reach that things are getting close to bedtime, nightfall. It's at that kind of what a normal camp would be, wrap up for the evening kind of time, but you're certainly welcome to stay up if you want to share drinks or herbs or tales of shenanigans or Ispin, reminiscing, anything like that. Certainly up to you guys, but it is definitely hitting that roughly bedtime hour, if you will.
Okay. All right. Well, Jacques will start making. Well, I'm sure he probably had already made his bed and everything, but he'll get up from the log that he's sitting on or whatever and head over to his laid out bedroll and maybe yawn and he doesn't have a whole lot, so he's not too worried about people taking anything. So um, he's just gonna, let everyone know that hey, it was nice to meet you all, and it'll be good to see you at the funeral tomorrow. And he'll head off to go to bed or whatnot.
Okay. There are two pretty large trees whose branches make up the covering that made this such an ideal spot. But for sleeping, you have, of course, the best spot because you got here first and got to pick it. for everyone else, there's one tree remaining that has the most dry and clear area. Otherwise, around the fire will be less desirable sleeping posts, but not terrible. There's just like that one prime sleeping spot that hasn't yet been claimed.
I'll just kind of sleep anywhere. The water really doesn't bother me all that much. It's okay to be a little wet. It's not the worst thing in the world. I'm just curious if Brunhilde will be cooking breakfast in the morning.
Definitely, possibly, but Brunhilde is going to be concerned with unbraiding her hair and beard and brushing it thoroughly and rebraiding it as she recites people in her cookbook.
And I don't know if there's anything that has been adjusted since, but we did talk about during character creation, Kelp's character being in that book, so you'd be able to then kind of refresh that and have that memory
Yes, we
come
have updated
forefront.
that entry with the city of Calaman as where these criminal scum are hiding.
Yeah.
Are you saying these words out loud, or are you reading them in your head?
Oh, I will say names out loud, maybe just like a soft whisper as I, brush my beard, and yeah, just over and over again for 100 strokes.
So Kelp's parents' names would be among them.
They would. I don't know how good Kelp's ears are to hear me
Right.
burning beside a crackling fire as I brush my luscious beard.
I hear the word silver pearl, and that's what really catches my attention.
Yeah. Silver
Oh,
Pearl in amongst a whole bunch of other names.
what's that? What's the book? What is it? What are you doing?
This is her private cookbook.
Yeah, but I'm asking about why do you have names in a cookbook? That's kind of odd. Are they recipes, or are they name of recipes, or why would you have names?
Yeah, certain people remind me, like maybe I cook a delicious meal for someone, so I want to title the recipe with that person.
Oh, well, you said Silver Pearl. That's my last name.
Oh, that is very interesting.
Yeah. So, my dad, he provides clams and oysters to a lot of restaurants. So maybe you ran across, maybe you cooked them a meal and they were, yeah. Is that what? Do you have first names in there?
This is a lady's private book. Can't ask these questions.
Oh, fair enough.
Ooh, it's like a diary. I have one of those. It's called a journal.
That's very nice.
That is interesting. Well, you probably ran across my mom and dad at some point in time. It's just a smaller world, isn't it?
Yes.
All right.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have another 58 strokes to do.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, so we've got Jacques, who is starting to lay down and go to slumber. Brunhilde brushing out their lustrous beard. No one has claimed a watch or mentioned a watch. There's still a prime sleeping spot available if anybody tries to angle for that.
I'll take first watch for you guys for allowing me to hang out here.
I ask Abbott, do you need full rest or no?
Yes.
You do. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I still have my hood on. Other elves make me nervous.
Interesting.
And I just curl up against a tree. If you got, I'll take second watch then.
is quite an offer. Second watch is the worst.
I agree.
And I will more than likely be scared enough to wake everybody up with every twig that is broken. Nobody's going to get any sleep during the second watch, just letting you know.
Are there 3 or 4 watches in Kryn?
I would say 3 for the normal night. There'd be first, second, and then third watch would just be essentially getting up earlier than the rest.
Okay. Yeah.
And you're
Jock.
welcome to change that, overlap it, or even push watches. That's how it would be kind of broken up so that you can still constitute a full rest, as it were.
I see. Okay. Yeah. Jock would intend to wake up earlier than normal to put on his armor and everything, because it takes a long time to do that.
Okay. And is he able to communicate that before falling asleep?
No, he
Just
does
to make
not
sure.
communicate that.
Okay, perfect.
He's traveled this far by himself without a watch, so should be fine.
All right. Anything for anybody as camp is settling down? Any last minute conversations or actions before slumber?
Nope. Just finish out the brushing, rebraid, and bed.
When morning comes, I'll try to wake up early to get like a small little hunt on while we gather ourselves to see if we can get anything along the way for rations along the way.
Okay. With your intent there, you'll be waking about the same time as Jacques, so you'll see each other coming to. You'll see that Jacques is preoccupied with getting the armor on and getting prepared for the day, so you're certainly welcome to venture out of camp a ways. If you'd like to make a survival check, we can see how successful you were.
Down. I use my inspiration. Damn
Oh,
it!
You were inspired.
I'm terrible. I tried.
All right.
I might have been too loud.
So you did find a rabbit family that um, was just too elusive. They all kind of scattered in the same direction, weren't able to pin one down. So you're far enough away not to wake the rest of the group. Nobody observes your inability to capture a meal. But alas, you do return empty handed. There are some berries that you aren't super familiar with that are growing that you'd be able to take a little handful with to maybe go with the meal, but you don't find any meat, no protein, nothing of great substance.
Awesome. Awesome. So good.
So does the night pass with 0 interruptions?
Absolutely.
Besides maybe Kelp getting a little skittish.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be from sounds; it would be from tricks of the light and shadow. But yeah, it's remarkably peaceful, uneventful. The weather continues to clear. The mist, starts to fade out a little bit as the rain doesn't come back. The winds have died down almost completely. And it looks like the cloud cover is going away, so it could be a pretty nice morning.
How good. Is there a particular time that this funeral is happening at? Like, are we gonna get there like a day before, or are we getting there the day of? Like, what's our ETA?
By your best estimation, you'll essentially at normal time of leaving camp, as long as that's fairly soon after breakfast. You'll be arriving in the early to mid morning, and the funeral procession itself will be held later in the evening. You know, too, it's the festival of the Kingfisher, so you know there'll be something celebratory going on. I would say Kelp would likely be the one most familiar with what that festival is because of proximity, unless someone has more Vogler in their background. But you would know enough about the Kingfisher Festival. Things will be going on, and then it'll be a late night funeral pyre, bonfire, etc. event.
Okay.
Yeah, plenty of time to arrive in the morning and be there well enough to enjoy those festivities beforehand.
Okay. So there's no point in like leaving super early.
Not especially.
Okay.
There are a couple people who have gotten up a little bit early, so if you kind of stir with the activity around camp starting to bustle, but um, I don't know how loud Jacques is, but there are metal pieces being clanked about his body, so take that as you will. If you're a light sleeper, might be a little bothered.
Yeah. Well, um, Jack, once he has all of his armor on everything, he'll go and collect. I don't know if there's extra firewood or whatnot already at the fire, but he'll collect some firewood to relight the fire just a little bit, just to make some breakfast. And he'll be sure to make it the incorrect way, just so that maybe Brunhilde might notice and he can get taught how to actually do it. But as far as he's concerned, fire is a fire. So
Yeah, certainly. Um, when Kelp is becoming aware and conscious, you'll see that all of the wood gathered and just being casually burned right now happens to be the wood that your father likes.
Oh, so I
Just
start
happened
to
to find a
panic.
stash.
Yeah, and I said, "What the hell are you doing? That's not your
uh,
wood. That by me?"
No, oh, I'm sorry. No, not your stash. He just happened to find more, and that's what
Oh,
he's using to get the
I thought
firewood.
he
Sorry.
stole my stash that I had next to me.
no,
Upon
Okay.
checking in the panic, it's not your stash. You still have your stash, but he gathered more than what you found, and is now just casually burning it.
Hey, Chuck, where'd you get that wood?
from the forest.
Yeah, but no, yeah, thanks. Where?
Uh, he'll point kind of like 10 feet or 30 feet away from the fire and be like, right there.
Is there any more? Or did you get it all?
There was plenty, actually.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure there'd be more. Jacques is proficient in survival, so he kind of knows his way about the woods and where to find certain woods that burn the best and whatnot. So yeah, it's just kind of over there.
Yeah. All right, my dad's gonna be excited. So I'm gonna go start gathering me some of the wood. I said, don't burn this one. This is good wood. Burn the crap wood. This is good wood. Don't do that.
But do you
This
want
wood
to? Do you
is
want
incredibly good for kindling and getting
Yeah.
fires started. So
Yeah, but it's better for baskets. Just
to?
let
Better
me
for
know.
baskets.
Yeah, my dad makes baskets at him to carry his oysters and clams.
it's funny.
Just-
Everyone's telling Jacques how to be. Don't burn wood like that. Don't cook mushrooms like that. What do you?
God, he can't do anything right, can he? He's just a fuck up.
I got this wood, so I'm gonna burn it. If you wanna,
No, that's
get some
fine.
wood
There's
for,
more. I'm just saying, if there's other crap wood out there, you know, use that. But that's fine. I go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my dagger out and go get some of the
All right.
some of the good wood.
Yeah, certainly. Abbott and Brunhilde, you'll kind of be coming to as things have started to pick up a little bit. Arno will be returning from the forest. I don't know if he grabbed any of those berries or not.
Oh yeah, I
You'll see
totally
him
would have
coming
grabbed
back into
some of
town.
those berries, homie.
Okay, now they were not familiar to you.
That's
Did you
fine.
happen to try any or just gather?
Maybe Brunhilde might know what they are. She seems to know a lot about this type of stuff,
You
like
can certainly ask.
ingredients.
Mhm.
That was the word I was looking for. So yeah, like upon returning to the camp, I would walk. Arno would approach Brunhilde and say, "Hey, do you know if these are good for anything?" And I would just hold out the berries that I found.
Brunhilde would like to smell the berries.
You won't have to smell them. You on site recognize those as being poisonous. They will cause rashes in the throat, sometimes loss of voice, and sometimes the runs.
Hmm.
If you repeat that, I'm just gonna say, "Oh, okay, so bait. This is bait."
No, but it does have its uses, and Brunhilde would like to accept said berries.
Okay, I hand them right over. No problem.
Um, Depending on how much holistic medicine, if you will, it has been known for people who have colds to help that aid along because it can affect body temperature and stuff in very light doses, though, because you don't want it to be a diuretic, especially when you're already sick. Um, that's just free information, perhaps maybe only relevant to the paladin if they have been if they use more holistic things than supernatural means of healing. Up to you if that would really kind of be within your wheelhouse. But you're a native to these lands, so once that conversation happens, you'd be privy to that.
Uh, and like how quickly loss of voice?
That would be it's rare. It usually takes a lot more.
Okay.
And it would happen within about 10 minutes. The rash inside starts to grow. Sometimes the rash can be outside the face, like if a kid were just to eat a bunch and have it all over their face, that would happen fairly quick.
Okay.
And the most effective way to administer that would actually be to remove the skin and crush up the inside, and that reduces the rashy, voicey part, if that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense. I don't know. I'd like to store those in some way. Maybe a herb
Yeah.
pouch
Up
of
to
some.
Arno. Arno is currently possessing his handful of now he knows poisonous berries.
Well, yeah, I would just hand them right over. I don't know what to do with these. I don't know how to. I'm not that good of a cook.
Um, Brunhilde and Jacques, um, and probably Kelp too, actually, being from Calaman long enough in this region. You guys know that it's those berries are akin to poison ivy, and that even kids kind of know that they're poisonous. So Arno's ignorance of that is a little telling as to his being foreign.
Brunhilde would like to know if Arno found anything other than itchy berries.
Uh, a little pack of rabbits that they just were too far away.
Arno, if you'd like to make an insight check, I can give you a little bit of free info. It's not super important. Okay. You remember that there was rabbit eaten last night. Jacques had acquired a rabbit, so that was probably the rabbit family that just lost a patriarch or matriarch. You didn't check. You're welcome to be sad about it or not.
Yeah, I'm sad. I would be sad about it. It's depressed. That's pretty depressing.
Yeah, you hadn't really thought about it until you got back to camp. Like, wait a minute, didn't we have rabbit last? Oh,
Damn.
Also, too, well, Jacques just had a BRB. I don't know when they'll be back, but Brunhilde, you would notice by now, again, that familiar scent of mushrooms cooking. You can tell that Jacques kind of had at it, and it looked like they were preparing it in their normal way. They have not yet applied your alluded to methods of better cooking. You may take that as you will.
That's totally fine. They're you know, sometimes, you know, creatures of less intelligence and longevity, it takes them a while to learn the right way to do things.
Fair enough.
We have to have patience with the, you know, um, inferior species.
And does Abbott have any special morning routine, or anything that they would like to contribute as camp is waking up and food has been generated, fires kicking back up. Weather looks a lot nicer today than it was yesterday.
He carries enough soap that he can probably share, just a face and hand wash sort of deal. Keeps clean by habit from work.
As I said earlier, I love a hygienic party, so that's an awesome. So yeah, anybody who would like to freshen up in a better way before they come to town with a celebration and festivities and lots of people.
Yeah, mine's the easy way. Precipitation. Can't never say that right.
Oh, can you totally hook me up with that? Can you help me out, please?
What do you want?
Can you make me smell better?
Better. Do you want to like smell like flowers, or do you want to smell like? What do you mean better? Kind of help me out here. What kind of smell do you want to smell like?
Perhaps like that herb that he had yesterday.
Ah,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
okay, you smell like a walking herb. Just like it just like oozes out of you. It's almost too much, but it's there. Yes.
This is what I like.
Just
This
a
is what I
subtle hint
like.
of pine.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Does anybody else want to smell like something? All right. Thought I'd ask.
And no, just
Jacques was. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no. I was just gonna say I just I would take note of what Brunhilde did. Brush my beard. I don't know if I could go through it 154 times the way she did, but maybe 13.
Certainly showing an effort. And
That-
Jacques had made a little bit of food for themselves, being up early and prepared with armor and everything ready to go. But the campfire is still going. Brunhilde mentioned maybe doing breakfast, but as of yet, no other food has been prepared following the itchy berry discussion.
Yeah, Brunhilde can put together, I don't know, a best effort with cold camp rations. But
Okay.
not going to be anything fantabulous.
It's up to you. If you want to like quote unquote take a 10 on that, you're certainly welcome to. Or if you wanted to roll, you can roll your survival if you want to throw in some extra or experiment with that herb or anything like that.
No. We're still experimenting, and thinking about how to best to apply that. But no, just taking a 10's fine. Just some best effort camp rations for breakfast.
Okay. Yeah. Good way to start something. Now you mentioned too being a brewer. I don't know what the equivalent desire would be of people in this world. Maybe having a staple like coffee in the morning. Do you have any kind of special brew that you add to breakfast that would be out of the ordinary?
Each morning should be started with cold stream water, if accessible. It'll wake you up and get your insides moving. Brunhilde does do brewing, but it's for like special events or a gift, or I was reading the lore of Kryn, and like brewing is not just like a hey, let's go have some beer. It's like an art or like a specialty thing. So no, nothing for brewed for breakfast. It'd be like a long-term planning and working to, produce the best of whatever it is that you're brewing.
Okay.
So no, just some
But
cold.
where do I find my swill?
What were you looking for? Sorry.
But where do I find my swill? Sorry.
You will, of course, if you had brought like a canteen with you, um, certainly welcome, of course, to identify that. Anything that you brought with from Faerun would be new and I don't know how exciting to the rest of the group. That's of course up to them, but you may have something unique on your person that would be unseen or prepared differently. Should you share or reveal that? But if there are, without any further interruptions, breakfast goes off well. Sun is starting to creep over the horizon. Things are looking like it's going to be a nice day for the festivities. And at the point of finishing up breakfast, nothing particular of note in the area. Seems relatively quiet and peaceful.
Sounds good.
I don't know how to trust quiet and peaceful.
Well, those are always subject to change. So, anything being done here in the breaking of camp?
Nope.
No. Once you got a
Nope.
task, you better get to it. Got a brisk walk ahead of us, so get those legs pumping.
Alrighty. And is everybody pretty comfortable kind of timing everything out to be leaving towards Vogler together?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think traveling in numbers is always the safest.
I
If
agree.
I'm able to sleep next to him, I can definitely trust him enough to walk the road with him.
Yeah, and I
So-
mean, if they're if everyone's invited, they can't be too bad.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay. And I wanted to confirm has Connor returned? I did see the be right back message in the chat there. They may still be AFK.
Connor?
So it might be. I don't know if anybody's in need of like a bathroom break or anything. I could probably refill my coffee, water, or something if you guys wanted to take just a quick 5
Sure.
to 10er.
That'll work.
That's fine.
Yeah,
And
grab
then,
some water and snack.
Yeah. Once you guys return, you can find out what the source is of what sounds to be a screaming child coming from down the road.
I know.
Would be a good place to kind of perk the ears as we go into a break and fade to a light black.
Ready to go.
Excellent. All right. So, as I said, before we had faded to black on the intermission, there was a cry heard on the nearby road as you guys were finishing up breaking camp, getting ready to go for your final trek over to the village of Ogler. Um, can tell from just the inflection of it, very youthful voice, sounds like a child screaming, not persistently, not just a yell, but some yelling. And I don't know how you guys might be arranged to travel on the road. Whoever would be taking point would be likely the one to see them first.
Well, as we head out and whatnot, like, what are your guys' strong suits?
Hiding.
I'm
Well-
I'm a knight of Solamnia. I if you know who they are, that'll probably give you all you need to know.
No, I don't. I
That
know
is
what a
so
knight
perfect.
is, though. So a knight is a warrior. Okay.
Yeah,
So me and you
I
up
have
front.
martial training.
Me and you up front then.
Ah, sure.
I'll hang out in the middle, and I can help out with some spells if you need some help.
Bells.
Spells, yeah.
Are you part of the mages?
I'm trying to be, yeah. The white robes. I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to do the white robe thing.
Very cool.
It's hard.
I think it was, I don't know, my grandpa was telling me stories of long ago our family could cast magic at one point before the cataclysm.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It was just kind of inside of us to do it, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So you can a little bit or
No,
can't?
I don't think so. I can
Yeah.
heal people magically,
Right.
but
That's pretty cool.
I can't cast spells or anything like that.
Yeah, maybe someday. You never know. You keep trying.
But is there like somebody yelling up the road or?
So is this kind of a scream as in like yelling as in pain or yelling as in anger? Can we kind of determine what kind of yell this is?
This would be kind of a frightened, terrored kind of yell, and it'd be a little bit stuttered, but it is moving toward you. If you think of in Monty Python when they're in the cave and they're reading the thing on the wall, and they're talking about pronouncing ah. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that, but then one of the other knights is like, and they're like, no, back of the throat. No, and surprised alarm. That's the latter.
Gotcha.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm hearing it too. I think y'all should go check it out.
how far away does it sound?
Well, at this point now, with even just a few words of interaction, you now see coming around the bend a young man, blonde hair, dressed like a commoner, and you would guess to being very on the cusp of preteen to teen, and just comes rushing around and seeing the party, just beelines straight for you. So coming up on you pretty quick, looks very clearly terrified, and if he's not halted when he comes up on you, you hear, please help, and tears start to flow. It looks like fresh again, and he's just kind of barely coherent. He's just kind of, oh, you gotta help them. You gotta help us, please. You came out of nowhere.
What's up ahead?
He starts to respond and then starts to go into tears and kind of becomes inconsolable. Instead of speaking words, he's kind of blubbering and it's nonsensical.
I would like
Other
to
than, please, you have to.
Brunhilde
Sorry.
would like to dress this young man down and smack him in the face.
What?
What the hell?
like a clap.
No, like a slap across the face to break his
I
man.
see.
Okay. Yeah, he's not expecting to be assaulted, and so you're able to. He's kind of hunched over with his hands covering his face, trying to wipe the tears, trying to speak through, and the smack sends him right onto his ass, and he just looks up now, shocked, no words, tears kind of still flowing off the side, but he's no longer blubbering. You have definitely shocked him into having your attention and his attention, but he's now not saying anything. He's just looking right at you. Your imposing dwarven form.
And then I would like to crouch down and console this poor young man and ask him what his problem is.
They came out of nowhere. We were just protecting them. And then he looks over and sees Jacques and kind of looks up and down, seeing the attire, and says, "What of you? You weren't with us, but they were knights, like you. But I don't know if they're left. It happened too quick."
Jacques will start running down the road. There's nothing that he likes. Not he likes. He has to help his brothers in arms.
Okay. So yeah, the rest of you see Jacques without more of a word, just being recognized as a fellow knight and hearing that others of his brethren may be in peril. He's taken off in the direction that the kid came from. The kid has not moved. He's still sitting on the ground now. His attention now brought back to Brunhilde, even though he's being consoled a little better and is talking more clearly. Brunhilde is the one, of course, that smacked him to attention, so he's keeping a wary eye.
Brunhilde would like to explain to him that much like recipes, you have to have exact information or else your outcome is different. So she would like to know exactly what has happened, who has attacked who, and a good story, a good piece of events, and try and get this as clearly as possible. And if he starts to blubber again, maybe raise a hand to smack him again until he gets back online.
All right. Through the course of conversation, you only have to raise your hand once, and that's when he's trying to describe the attackers. He didn't get a good look at them. They were cloaked. It was still in the darkness of morning, and they were certainly not expecting to be set upon when and where they were. He was working at a nearby farm, was hired as a group of soldiers just to travel with them, take care of their horses and everything. And so he doesn't really know much about them either. The most he overheard was something about enemy troops supposedly being afoot in the region. And out of nowhere, unexpectedly, black cloaked figures kind of materialized seemingly out of nowhere and just started attacking, cutting him down.
Is this young man armed at all?
Not at all.
Okay. Brunhilde would like to pull out her great axe from her kit and give it to him, and then coax him along to go with the party so he can identify, friend from foe when we get to wherever we're going.
So he kind of shakingly, he kind of holds his hands out in front of him and shakily says, "Oh, I can show you where they are, but I'd be no good with that. I've never used a weapon before."
Well, you'd be less good with just your fists.
Kind of not wanting to further contradict the aggressive one. He
The
kind of nods
aggressive one.
and takes the axe, holding it with both hands. You see his form kind of droop as he wasn't prepared for the weight of it. Nearly drops it, but doesn't, surprisingly. He's certainly not holding it the way a trained warrior would, just kind of both hands on it, spread apart in front of him. But he has received it, kind of nods, is now avoiding eye contact for the most part.
Brunhilde would like to whisper to him before she's done with this interaction.
Okay, go ahead.
It's all about the appearance. So just keep your chin up and look menacing, and you'll be fine.
Okay. Sticks his chin out a little bit, seeing him kind of trying to stifle the tears with a final gesture. Looks like he's regained a lot of his composure. Stiffens his back, holds it a little bit better, kind of sees how the rest of the party are kind of holding themselves, and tries to mimic that as best he can.
Perfect. Brunhilde would also like to pull out her large cast iron pan and give it a few, knowing swings, and then look to the rest of the group of what the plan is, since Jacques took off running.
Can we see Jacques? Is he visible or is he just gone?
As quick as conversations kind of happened, you kind of see him just as you look up, starting to go around the bend where young Rice had come from.
I think y'all should run after Jacques and go protect him. Brunhilde, you ready?
Off I
Yeah.
go.
Brunhilde's going to toss her pack into the nearby scrub and be ready to go.
All right, I'll follow you. You go first. Make those little legs go.
Sounds good.
All right, so Rice is doing his best to keep up with you. He's trying to kind of be the leader, but since Jacques had taken off ahead, you guys are kind of more so following the direction he ran in than really taking direction from the commoner boy. And he coming.
Arno would as well. As soon as Jock and Brunhilde and everyone starts taking off, I'm following.
All right.
If we're running into danger, and I
You
cast,
presume as much.
okay, then I'm gonna cast Mage Armor while I'm running.
Oh, dude, that's a sick fucking picture. See the picture on the bottom of the map?
That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
so underneath the map, if you scroll down, that picture
Oh,
is essentially what you will be seeing. Now, Jacques will have a couple moments where he's going to come up to that tree that is falling across the road there. So he'll have advantage in a couple minutes to observe and prepare before you guys kind of trail in behind him. You see Rice, the closer you get to the scene, the more he starts trailing behind and wanting to be behind everyone. And once he reaches the point where you see his token there, he's not really wanting to move out. He's kind of trying to peek through, but trying to be hidden, not making eye contact with the group or looking down the road, and starts to really focus on the axe that he's holding. White knuckle, grimace teeth, trying to keep it together as best he can.
Perfect.
So yeah, you guys will see Jacques in front of the fallen tree. Jacques, you're going to have a couple moments here to respawn before they come up on you.
Jock's just gonna see if there's still if there's still anyone fighting, or if they've all been slain.
Yeah, so there is definitely no fighting. You can see from where you're at, not many details. You see the cloaked figures, and with a couple seconds of setting in and seeing some of the movement, you are able to pick out reptilian features. These things are bigger than humans, bigger than Arno, and copper tint to their scales. You can't really, from where you're at, see a lot of the details of the slaughter. You can hear a little bit of commotion and very much see the wagon. For out of game purposes, from your vantage point, you wouldn't yet really be able to make out the bodies or see how chewed up they are yet.
I see. Okay. Jock is gonna look behind him to see if anyone else has shown up. He's not gonna run in and kill himself, but he kind of wants to get up there and see if there's anyone that could be saved or anything like that.
Okay. So, in looking behind you, after kind of assessing the scene, taking it in, you do see the group starting to file in, and you guys are welcome to move your tokens around as far as who might arrive quicker or be taking point. I just kind of set it up with the bulk up front, as it were. Um, and then, so seeing your compatriots get closer, you have a little bit more time to assess and look. The sun is cresting over, so you're starting to get a better view of the scene, and it really looks like the main melee is over. You get no sense of survivors, and it looks like they are taking a snack on the victims. While the largest one, uh, which would be the one closest to you, has its back to you. It appears to be rummaging through a burlap sack, mostly dumping the contents out, once in a while putting smaller trinkets into his pockets. Well, you assume to be pockets. You don't know if these reptile interlopers dress the same as anyone else. But
It's a
that's what it looks
kangaroo with a built-in pocket.
like.
Yeah, Jacques just gonna wait for everyone to get up here and kind of he's gonna once everyone gets up here, he's gonna take his helmet kind of like off of his he has it just kind of like slung around his shoulder, and he's gonna like wait to see if everyone's like ready to go, and once everyone's ready to go, he's gonna like suit up with his helmet and um, he's gonna get ready to hop this log.
Ready to go.
All right. The rest of you at this point have arrived. You see Jacques surveying the scene, has his helmet off, is waiting for you guys to act.
Yeah, I would like to instruct our brave young man to hold the rear and screech as loud as he can if he sees something coming up behind us.
He gives you a slight nod in response. You believe that most of your words were probably heard, but he's definitely just really focused on holding the axe, kind of whispering to himself. Nothing really intelligible, but clearly shaken.
Perfect. Looks good to me.
All right. I guess are we rolling for initiative?
I was going to wait for that until somebody
Okay.
took an action that would
I
directly
see.
interfere. You guys have not yet been seen. You're far enough away, and they're
Yo,
distracted
Jack.
enough to where you've not yet upset the balance of the scene, as it were.
Yeah, Jack. On the count of 3, let's get as far as we can. Let's sprint as
Hey,
far as we can to them. You ready?
wait, Arna.
Yeah.
What kind of armor are you wearing?
Studded. I'm good, bro. Don't worry about me. I'm fine.
Jacques?
You just watch.
Jacques in chain and has a shield.
Ooh.
Jock, I'll follow you.
Brunhilde, would you like a little extra protection, possibly?
No.
Fine. All right.
Fine.
Keep your creepy looks to yourself.
Keep your creepy. Okay.
That beard is so transfixing, though. What can you do?
I'll just wait till you're in trouble. I'll help you out when you're in trouble.
Sounds good. Yeah, Jock will get within 30 feet and huck a javelin at these guys.
I'm just gonna sprint out until we go to initiative. Which you tell me, because I'm not
right
trying.
about there. Once you get to the fringe there, your approach will certainly be noticed.
Okay, well
Let's go.
I think right here is 30 feet. No, one more.
Hey, what is this measuring sorcery?
You
So
see
on the
that?
left-hand side, there's a mouse, a paintbrush, a magnifying glass, and a little tape measure. You can just click drag, and it'll tell you how far away stuff is.
Awesome.
And then to get back out.
There's a hotkey where you can do that. I thought. I don't know if it's like Control or Shift, but you should be able to, from a point, do a measurement, and I might have to look that up.
And then how do you move your token?
You can use the arrow keys.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh yeah, you can move one square at a time, or you can just click it and
Yeah.
drag it.
Arrow
You-
keys is nice because if it's a 5-foot square, you just move 6 times, and that's your move speed.
And sorry. Whoa. Diagonals count as 5, or are we linear
For the
only?
sake of argument, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Does anyone else want to move before Jacques throws a javelin?
Hell no, I'm not moving.
Yeah.
right here.
Brunhilde will get up there. She's not sure what these strange creatures are. Maybe they'll go in a soup. Who knows?
If we're going
As
range,
you guys are
I open this
approaching
up.
there, and you still have time to kind of do a couple last minute things, but the leader sniffs at the air, turns his head, sees you guys kind of approaching there, like, interlopers, you two to the front, you with me. And so he's called for himself and the two over on this side. They are taken off. They are kind of making haste to get out of here and are starting to cross over away from the river as you guys are approaching, while the other two are commanded to move up into defensive positions. The one on your right, very quickly wiping off its face from all of the blood and gore that it has been snacking on. Jacques, at this point, to confirm, you don't need a roll. You very clearly see Solamnic Knights, their armor, their symbols, and their carcasses having been ravaged. If that does anything to your sensibilities.
I mean, he's a knight. He's seen battles before, so I mean, it's not like he probably personally knew these guys, but blood and gore is part of his occupation.
Certainly.
In being a knight and a doctor.
I thought that those would translate over onto the next page.
I love it.
I had the character sheets for them.
Oh, Kelp gets advantage.
Oh, I shouldn't have advantage. Why do I have advantage? Let's see here. No, I should not have advantage. Which
Advantage?
means a 4, so it really doesn't matter. Why am I
Okay.
rolling with advantage? Normal.
Dirty 20 from Brunhilde there. I just want to arrange my list here so I've got everybody. Jacques at 21. And that will be for both. Alright, so it looks like Arno has top initiative there. He's playing with the list here, trying to maneuver. Why is it so tiny initially? Kelp, slowest on the upkeep.
Say it again?
Oh, Kelp was a little slowest on the
Oh, yeah.
there, getting ready.
Happy to be back here.
I'm sure that the young boy with the axe will keep you safe.
Maybe. I can use him as a body shield.
As necessary.
So, my go?
Yeah. You are
right.
You are certainly willing to act. Now that you're closer, you can see that these draconians, you don't know that they're draconians, the lizard-looking dragon creature things. They are winged. They are bigger than you, but they have survived a fight with 3 trained knights, and so they're definitely worse for the wear. Normally, they might look a little bit more.
If I use my whole action to sprint, do I still have my bonus action?
Yeah.
Okay, I was just making sure.
Makes sense.
All right, I wasn't sure if it used my bonus action too. So I can move to here.
Yeah, 'cause
Then I can use my
dash-
bonus action to attack this dude.
So you're attacking the leader as he and the other two are leaving.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep him in combat.
Ah, okay. Yeah, they're definitely trying to leave and get away from you.
Yeah, well, the leader guy
To the
had
extent
taken
that
something out of one of the knight's pockets or something like
Correct.
that. So
By the
Correct.
time you would have gotten over there, and by the time initiative will have started, and you're welcome to take that move back if you like, but they're very nearly to the trees. They're moving very quickly and wanting to be
Mother-
away.
Fucker.
So by the time you kind of reach there, they're getting out of range. So again, I don't know if that affects you. I did want to have them kind of out of the melee range of the main skirmish there by the time you had started, if that affects your decision at all. You are
I have
still in range,
15. I
so-
mean, I have 15 movement left. If I can still reach him and still get my bonus action attack. If he's there.
There-ish. They are fleeing into the woods and getting into a little bit of partial cover and stuff.
I mean, yeah, I can make it to here, no problem. And still get my bonus action attack. And keep him wrapped.
You may proceed as you like.
I just said he would take 8. He would take 8 damage.
If he is hit, of course.
Uh,
Let's see.
25.
Just saw your roll come up there.
I got you.
So yeah.
That's my whole turn. Jacques.
So your hit, he is trying to flee still. So your hit is going to hit him in the back, slashing through his cloak, and you get a little bit of a roar in response. I need to check what his. Cool. So, a little worse for the wear, but still looks healthy, breathable, and pretty intimidating now that he's got you right next to him. It's rare for something bipedal to be taller than you and imposing as such. No penalty, just an observation.
there's a cart. Is there a dead horse as well, or a
You do
couple
not
dead horses?
see horses.
Interesting.
You do see some extra gore about. Maybe they had feasted on them first. Maybe they were able to have been scared and gotten away, but you do not see the horses there. And it would take further investigation if you wanted to do tracking or anything like that. But
Okay.
at a glance, no horses present.
All right. Okay. Well, I will just move up here so you can actually make it. I sure can. I'll go right there, and I'll take my flail and beat this guy over the head. And I'll use my Squire of Solomnia Precise Strike to give myself advantage.
Very nice.
And if a 21 hits,
Absolutely.
I get
Good
to
choice.
deal an extra 1d8 damage.
All right.
Oh, a total of 15.
All right. Please describe to us how beautifully your charge and one-shot flail eliminates this draconian in front of you.
Jacques will just run up and he'll have like his like flail like trailing behind him and his like shield in front of his face, and he'll just bring his flail up and like uppercut the guy in the chin and just pop his head off.
Nice. And are you left or right-handed?
Let's be left-handed.
Okay. So his head then, swinging from the left like that will send his head rolling over this way,
Yes.
and his body will stay right where it is. The other Draconian sees that and roars at you, bellows, and from the distance you're at, you smell terrible. The worst thing you've ever smelled is this guy's breath. Blood dripping down, some of the spittle flailing toward you. And you have one dead bad guy lying at your feet, blood
Excellent.
bubbling from its neck and starting to create its own pool of gore.
I have an extra 5 feet of movement, so I'll like shield bash the guy that's still standing with his head off, so he falls over, and I'll sidestep over here.
All right.
And that is my turn.
All right. Brunhilde. You have seen Arno charge across and just full sprint way past the wagons and trying to engage the fleeing figures, while Jacques has cut forward and deftly removed the head of one of the Draconian figures, which comes as a shock to the one who died and his compatriot.
Excellent. Brunhilde is going to not go that way. Move on up to our second ugly lizard man, and bop him in the head with a cast iron pen.
All right. Let's see your attempt to bop. And you're definitely going to clang that across whatever appendage you see fit. And does that have some damage on it? There it is.
Handy cast iron pan. Nice.
We're gonna crunch him, I guess, over the head. We'll just give it the best swing we can. I guess if I can reach his head, the best attempt at it, anyways.
It's a stretch. If you're going for an actual headshot there, you'll have to stretch out your form. He is a little bit hunched over in preparation of fighting and engaging, especially when Jacques approached there. So, with a little bit of a tiptoe lunge stretch, maybe a little bit of feet leaving the ground, you're able to swing up and clang that across his head. Because of that reach, not a ton of damage to him. You can see he's shaken and he's already taken some damage. So he stumbles, kind of reels a bit, not taken off his feet, not taken out, but you see the cartoon stars above his head, as if you will. Definitely takes that clean to the face. His growl in response is less enthusiastic than the one after seeing his friend beheaded.
Perfect. And Brunhilde is going to become enraged at this creature and screech at him for scaring small children.
Aha.
A bonus action rage, and that would be my turn.
Bearded lady bellow.
Not over until the bearded lady sings.
All right. So, just going to let these guys kind of have the same initiative area here. The Draconian that Arno has engaged roars and now turns to face him. The other two, seeing that he's standing his ground, have circled back. One of them's hanging back, doesn't want to get in the way, but the other one will move up, and there will be two of them attempting to take a shot on Arno. And I have. Did I close that one? I always do that. I always hit X instead of closing the one. So the leader's first going to get a shot on you. And now that you're engaged and in range to see, the leader is carrying 2 daggers, while the other two have, other 4 rather, 4 and a half, have short swords. So he's just taken swing with the dagger. And a natural 20 is going to hurt quite a bit.
Wait, I didn't see what. I believe you. I just didn't get to see the roll.
You may not have. Do you see the 3D dice that landed?
No, I don't see anything.
Yeah, we
Oh,
don't
okay.
even see the damage that went through.
Oh, because it's whispering to me as the GM. Well, that's annoying.
Yeah. It's how it's set up in Roll20.
Yeah, I'll have to make some adjustments there for future. So yeah, you see quite a precise dagger thrust coming at you, and you get the sense, being a little bit familiar with combat and even using bladed weapons, he doesn't strike with his other one. He only kind of takes a swipe. It looks like he's trying to be more intimidating.
Jesus.
You don't feel like he's taking you seriously as a threat, but it is a solid strike. He's able to really focus in and make that one strike count.
It's definitely gonna down me. Unless there's a Constitution save against the poison.
Yeah, you will be able to save against the poison. But the damage amount
We'll
by
see.
itself, without
Oh
the
hell
poison,
no.
is going to
No, I'm
be.
down. I'm unconscious.
Oh no!
7+5 is more than your HP pool, anyways.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is your enthusiasm in charging across the river and trying to attack him has resulted in a very solid strike right mid center into the chest. You now have a draconian dagger sticking out of it, and it leaves his hand as you fall to the ground, still embedded right to the hilt. And
Well, nothing I can do against that.
yeah, you have not felt pain like this before.
That was fun.
Yeah. We're not
I
level
tried.
8 anymore.
We're not.
I tried. I tried to keep him in combat. I was not expecting a crit.
Well,
Nor was I. So in seeing you collapse and take the fall, um, he bellows, he laughs over you. The last thing you see is your vision starts to kind of dim and fade. He gets his face real close and mutters, "Weaklings." And you hear a flutter of wings as your vision fades to black. The rest of party, as far as who would be able to see that, because Jacques and Brunhilde are pretty well focused on the Draconian, be a little bit of peripheral vision maybe for Jacques. If you care to be aware of Arno's presence, that's really kind of up to you how you feel Jacques would be focusing in combat, if he would be more aware of the larger scene or more focused in. From the vantage point that Kelp and Abbott have, they can see some melee. Looks like something happened. They see Arno, of course, chase them off onto the side. Abbott, you're familiar with Arno's voice, and you can hear the inflection in his. I don't want to say death rattle, but you hear the collapse and the roar, and it doesn't sound good. You haven't heard him make a sound like that in years, if ever. Would be a pretty significant thing in your background to have observed him being hurt like that. And with that, Brunhilde, and again, I apologize as this is going to whisper to me. Brunhilde, you have a short sword that is coming your direction. That is not very well focused in all the distraction and the advantage of the height difference. Sword whisks over your head, does not hurt a strand of your luscious hair. But he's standing his ground, doesn't move, takes the swipe, but is ready to continue combat there. And with the other one, only able to continue bleeding, that will come to Abbott.
Alrighty. Oh, right. I'm going to.
Brunhilde would like to advise Abbott that we need to capture this Draconian so that the young boy can chop his head off with the axe.
I'll do my best. I'm going to aim for this guy and go for the leg, but if I hit him higher, I'm not incredibly bothered. It's probably not it.
Alas, your attempt to kind of hit a more specific target, your shot does fly away on the side. Luckily, not on Brunhilde's side. Arrow, but does fly off with a miss. And it
Pulled
looks like
it
the
too much to be
Draconian really
safe.
didn't notice. It looks like he's pretty well focused on the little red one that just banged him in the head with a cooking utensil. So, from where you're at there, Abbott, did you have a bonus action you'd like to take or movement to finish off? I didn't
Nope.
see
That
which
is
movement you had used there.
no. That was the full dealy do.
Alrighty. With that, Kelp, you have seen this melee quickly escalate.
Yeah, I'm freaking out a little bit with Arno going down. So I'm gonna move next to Abbott over here, and then I will try to peer into the mind of that creature, and I am gonna cast Mind Sliver.
Alrighty. Oh, I'm getting
Intelligence
very
save.
expensive.
It's a big 2 damage.
2 damage.
2 damage. Swimming in that mine, swimming around in there.
Just having to do math problems or something.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So, harder to see further out the little subtle mannerisms. And bear with me as I'm having to reload the page here because it was freezing. It's freezing up now. But you do see him reel. His eyes are now closed. He's kind of holding his head. And it seems that the constant attacks to his brain, whether internal or external, are starting to get to him. So Jacques and Brunhilde do see him kind of looking like he's on his last leg. As
Yeah.
far as the amount of damage he's taken, you can see his posture slump a little bit. He doesn't have that full feral energy that they kind of had when you had approached.
I have a mechanics question.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to declare non-lethal damage the next time I whack him with a pan?
I will allow it.
Okay.
That's into my turn.
Okay. And it is not loading my page. I do apologize. And everybody can hear me fine, so I know that the internet is working fine. It's just the Roll20 page here being less than cooperative. I might see how it goes if I try to load the website. Okay. Much as frustrating as that is. Due to technical difficulties, the Draconian will pass on rolling to resist the spell and it will go through fine. Okay. I've reloaded the page. We have responsiveness. And that capture there. I just want to make sure that that's still working. So that is going to bring us to the top of the order, where Arno is bleeding out and feeling pain inside whatever dream world he may be slipping into.
Oh, that's one save. Let's go. Woo!
You're not done yet.
Not the worst death you've had to deal with.
I was ready. I was like, fuck, if I get instant jibbed, I guess I'll just make a new character.
That's right.
Just add a
Making a
Jubilee to
vengeance
your
paladin if it happens. That's all I know.
All right. So, Jacques, you have the floor in observing Draconian in front of you being dazed. Again, I'm not sure for your character, just for the sake of flavor, how much you'd be aware of combat on the peripheral there, how aware you would be of Arno falling and running off, or if you'd just be solely focused on the combatant in front of you. Really up
I
to you as
mean,
far as how you might take that in.
we did kind of run up together. He was in front of me, and I saw him run past the two in front of us.
Yeah, you're definitely keen on the direction he went and likely his intentions. So
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
kind of giving you that freebie there as far as
a 1v3 might not have turned out so well for Jacques. He's a knight, so probably less likely for some guy with a fancy sword. But Jacques doesn't really know Arno that much. And let's see. What's more important? Information or bull? Well, I'm a doctor.
You are a doctor.
So probably.
Did you take your oath?
I've not. I would not be able to get you this turn.
I'm
Where I
curious
was
as
at.
well as to what your wherewithal and your temperament would be at seeing three of your slain brothers not only defeated but chewed upon by these monsters
Yeah,
that
true.
you've really never seen before. Everybody's kind of heard rumors of strange things, even dragon sightings, which you've dismissed as just being commoners and their fears and fairy tales. In the moment, all of the little things, all the rumors are kind of starting to ring true, and some of the things you've heard from your brothers as far as being hired on, as these guys were, to escort even simple wagon caravans and the like. Kind of creating a mental picture for you of impending doom. That's all. No big deal.
It's always
He
fun.
wants to help Brunhilde, but he also wants to help Arno, so he's going to come up with a compromise, which just so happens to be one of his goals. He's going to try and disarm the Draconian, and then he's going to try and run over to help Arno.
Ah,
So maybe like take his flail and like smash the Draconian's hand so that he drops the sword, and then kick it away. That's what we'll try for first.
okay.
So what would you like me to do for disarming an opponent?
Normally, I would make probably go with disadvantage for the called shot and then the melee. He is a little bit dazed and has taken damage, is bleeding out a bit, so it's going to kind of cancel out. I'll let you make a normal attack roll. His normal AC. I don't know how much I want to adjust that. Let's see how your attack roll goes, and we'll figure that in from there.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't
You-
have to be an
as
attack roll. If you want it to be like opposed athletics or something, we just flavor it as an attack roll. I'm fine with that too.
Since I casted Mind Sliver on him, if he does a saving throw, if it is a saving throw, he has a minus 1d4 on that.
Yeah, go ahead and make it attack roll, just because as he's not like officially dazed, he's just blurry eyed and, like I said,
Sure.
posture slumped and everything. Definitely good to know on the saving throw having
A
that.
20.
I didn't forget about that.
I got a dirty 20.
All right, nice. So you are able to disarm him. The short sword clatters into the dirt. And
Excellent. I will
he
kick it
roars
away
at
from
you.
him.
Okay, I'll let that quick little bonus swipe go there. So that action will take up all of your things you
Yes.
can do besides flat movement.
Yes.
Um, he is focused on you, so he will still get an attack of opportunity when you attempt to leave his circle of influence.
It's okay. He no longer has a weapon, so I am fine with taking that risk.
What does he have?
And
Claws? Is there a natural weapon?
maybe,
Yes.
but Jacques probably doesn't know too much about that. So I've already moved 5 feet, so I can move another 25.
All right. On your way by, and doesn't look like I have his claws available. I'll just do the short sword attack and adjust that accordingly. And he does get a dirty 20 on his attempt to hit you as you leave.
Awesome.
I'm just going to take the damage off of there a little bit. So you're only going to take 2 damage. It's a fleeting swipe with his claws. Barely gets in there to swipe at you, but you do feel the sting on your back up on the kind of the shoulder blade as you are leaving that circle there.
All right.
And where you land there, you see on the bank across the river a very unmoving Arno with a crudely manufactured dagger sticking out of his chest like the sword in the stone.
Maybe I can be worthy and remove it. That's my whole turn.
Let's hope so. All right. So we are then coming on to Brunhilde. The Draconian in front of you has focused his tension away. So you're kind of flanking him on the side there. He is distracted and watching Jacques leave and tried to take a swipe at him. His posture is slumped further, so be a little bit easier to get those headshots in than the first one you took.
Excellent. We're gonna see if we can wallop him in the head with a pan. Oh, nat 20.
Oh, wow. And you did previously declare your intent. Well, you clarified your desire to do non lethal.
Yeah.
Assuming that's still your intent.
That is still my intent. I want to screw him, Yanunsi, and then just wallop him in the head with a pan.
All right, wow. All right, well, describe to us what it looks like when you so deftly. It's a work of art the way you use a pan. It looks like combat.
I
So let us
wanna,
know how you're able to dispatch him because he is KO'd at your disposal.
yeah, I want to leap as high as my little dwarven legs will take me and just bring the pan
Aw,
right over his noggin.
a two-handed full wallop.
Yeah,
All right, and you twist the pan in your hand just to have that proper glancing KO blow instead of being more brain squishy.
yeah,
Because that shot, as you deliver it, had you not turned your pan in such a way, you would have cleaved into its skull.
perfect.
All right, so it is going to respond to your knocking him out by being knocked out and collapsing to the ground. And Abbott and Kelp, you guys see the Draconian fall at Brunhilde's hand. You see that Jacques has ran off toward Arno's body. I'm going to allow the two of you to act first. We are officially out of combat and initiative, but since you guys were next up on the order, you guys are able to respond first as they are landing from swinging blows / running toward the river. Stream is a better word for it.
We'll just basically come over here and did you kill him?
No, he's knocked out.
Oh.
We
What
gotta.
are you gonna
Huh?
What are you gonna do with him?
Well, I'm gonna truss him up, and then we're gonna drag him over to that lopped over stump, and we'll have young Rice here become a man and avenge his brothers.
Okay. Sounds good.
You gotta face your fears.
That's right. Sounds good.
Do you wanna help tie this thing up?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I left my pack.
I'll get the feet.
Well, I left my pack in the woods, so I
Oh.
have to go get it.
Okay. Well, I'll start the time process.
And what is your strength attribute? I have that in my notes here. It's a very unwieldy body, and a frail sorcerer manipulating the body is a
Well,
little bit physically
I'm sure
tasking
Brunhilde
itself.
can move the body as needed and just have our fishermen deftly tie knots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
certainly. Should you
Yeah.
desire.
Yeah, I need help.
Yeah, I'm a beefy lady.
Well, and
Yeah, pick
it's
'em up.
dead weight. The scales are a little bit slick, but the blood on the forearms and dripping from the mouth.
Well, it's nothing
create
like
more of a mess.
maneuvering a chunk of beef in the kitchen. We got this.
Oh,
Have you
it would
seen
be like
any?
maneuvering the whole darn
The
cow.
whole
rather than
darn
a
cow.
Yeah. A scaly cow.
Yeah, so it's and the size difference too makes up. So, I mean, with help, it's still a chore. You guys are exerting effort, not
Well, we could just chop his
because
hands
they can.
off.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, if all you're doing is letting Buddy chop his head off, just lay him out and let him chop his head off.
No, because he might come to. We want to ask him questions, right? You got to make sure your carcass is secured.
I see. Okay. That was out of character. That was just a.
Oh, well, safety first in the kitchen.
Yeah, we tie him up.
All right. And what is Abbott doing while they are trussing up their new quarry there? And for Brunhilde and Kelp, oh, I'm really sorry there, Josh. Brunhilde and Kelp, can I get just a perception check while Abbott is approaching? Abbott, you too can make a perception check as you've closed that distance.
So that's three checks you're looking for.
Do you need one from Kelp?
Yes, please. Kelp and Brunhilde.
Sure.
All right, so Brunhilde definitely focused on the Draconian there.
All these advantages.
Yeah, it's going to do that automatically. All right, so Kelp and Brunhilde are very wrapped up in what they're doing and aren't focused on the body. Abbott, you can see that the Draconian body, luckily they were out of the way, but its body actually has dissolved into a kind of pool of acid rather than being in its full form. The head is completely disintegrated into a pool. You didn't see when you had when the death or when the transition had started happening, but completely dissolving into gross pool of steaming and unpleasant smelling muck.
I'm
The one that got
guessing.
beheaded.
Yes.
I guess I can't apply pressure.
You can try.
No, I'm good.
All right. So sorry about that interlude there. Abbott, go ahead and what was your intent after arriving there?
I'm just while they're checking everything out and getting everything ready, I just want to be here in case they come back for us. The rest of the group. So
Okay.
I'm just kind of keeping a lookout.
All right, very good. You can see that Jacques has closed the distance and has made it across the stream to be able to assist Arno over there. And beyond Arno's body, it looks like the Draconians scuttered off. You don't see, at this point, any sign of their return or presence.
Back to the realm of the living.
I'll still stay alert. I don't know if they have any scouts or spies or the like, so
Yeah, certainly.
I would.
All right, so Jacques, You are able to close the distance and have a dying Arno. Arno, do you want to go ahead and make another save there? And you can pretty well immediately start helping him out there. It looks like he's pretty sturdy. That stab wound you would have expected normally to come up on somebody just completely dead, and that's it. But it looks like he could pull through with your assistance.
Yeah, I'll walk over there, and I dropped my backpack as well before I went into combat. So I will just pull the knife out, even though that's totally against how I would normally do it. But I'll kind of like put my thumb and pointer finger kind of on the back side of the blade and pull it out and apply pressure, and then I'll use of my lay on hands to stitch him up and get him breathing again.
Okay. Can I get a perception check real quick?
From me.
Yes.
Okay. 12.
Okay. This dagger, while crudely made, and the blade is already fierce enough to cause damage, you do get the hint that it is coated in something. So chances are the stab wound itself not the only problem. Of course, your magic can take care of all things, but just wanted to give you the chance to pick up that this is in fact a poison blade,
Okay.
not just a normal stabby kitchen knife.
Yeah. Well, if it is indeed poisoned and Arno becomes poisoned, I can take care of that. But I'd have to do that at a later date.
All right, so
But Arno, you have 1 hit point, my friend.
Oh, stingy doctor.
Hey, there's 4 other people that might need help later on.
I'm happy. I'm happy to come back with 1 hit point.
He's not dead.
I'm not dead.
Once I get to my healer's kit, I can give you a bit more juice.
Thank you.
But I will help Arno walk back across the stream. We don't want him falling over and like reopening the wound or something like that.
yeah, good looking out.
Fall and die with 1 hit point.
Yeah.
All right, so I should admit that one of my flaws isn't only a pretty face, but if I see the biggest, baddest motherfucker across the field, I just have a deep urging to want to fight them. Just to prove that I'm better. So that dude is now my rival.
I think you got a new nickname, Leroy Jenkins. Your new nickname.
Yeah, out of game, I'm super stoked that you charged over and did that because he'll remember you too.
I was also like,
I was like, man, I got a 19 AC. I'll be all right.
Guy.
I was like, I can use my reaction to boost my AC up to 21 against an attack. I should be fine. Nope. Fucking crit. You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Yeah. I was 5 feet away from being able to like throw a javelin over there to help you. Yeah.
I was just trying to keep. I knew I could reach him and still get a bonus attack with my weapon, so I was trying just to get to him because I knew you guys could run through those two potentially, and then hopefully I survive for 2 turns and you guys get to me and get to him to get whatever he took from the pocket.
Yeah.
Of one of the knights. That was
How'd that work out for you?
For the first turn, it went right according to plan. For the first 6 seconds.
It's awesome.
Exactly how I wanted it to go.
Damn right.
After that, I don't know what happened. Did he get away?
Yeah, they got away. I'll let Brunhilde and Kelp finish doing their stuff, and I'll walk back over to the tree where I dropped my backpack, and I will grab my healer's kit, and I'll sit Arno down and patch him up a little bit.
Okay. You do see that Rice has moved and is now
Here's my second wind.
sitting up on the log itself, holding the axe still, but not so white knuckled and tense. But he's still avoiding eye contact, just has some dried tears streaks on his face and is just looking into the dirt. Really looks kind of out of it. Doesn't really acknowledge you when you come over to get your pack.
I will. I'll give him like a pat on the shoulder, and I'll take my helmet off and like put it on the log next to him, and you know, I don't know, give him some like fatherly comfort, of good job, dude, and then leave. But yeah, Arno, you get another 10 HP as I, maybe put like a salve or something on the wound area and put like a bandage over it, and you'll be good for the rest of the day.
So with that quick action, just curious for the sake of flavor, how much scar tissue versus magical from your lay on hands? How much of a scar might be left on Arno's chest?
Well, I used the magic to stitch the like the cut portions of innards to stitch back together, and then the salve and bandages for the skin. So he could probably wind up with a decent scar, but won't have any interior scarring.
Oh, very good.
It is 10 o'clock. So do we want to call it here for the day?
Oh yeah, it is midnight. Midnight for me.
Yeah. As far as cliffhanger / transitional point, I was gonna let this scene kind of be wrapped up, and actually, it's super perfect because I was hoping that we would end this here, and then you'd be cresting the hill to Vogler, and that would be kind of the leaving off. So that would be pretty perfect. But I certainly want you guys to have the opportunity to kind of wrap up this scene. If you had any quick actions or dealing with the draconian, or if you feel like it would be more involved, we can certainly pick up here, right where we're at on the next session. Leave that up to
Yeah,
you guys and how much room you have on, like a few extra minutes of closure, if you will, or whatever you might. Up to you guys.
I feel like, depending on how much information we get out of this draconian and what information we can find from the knights and the wreckage, and maybe the horses come back, or I don't know. I
Yeah,
feel
we
like
can
we
leave it.
could.
We can leave it right here and just
Yeah,
come back to this spot. I don't mind.
I agree.
Okay. So some people will be dealing with the draconian directly. Some people will be kind of surveying the scene, kind of cleaning up, as it were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And is your plan to bring the draconian to Rice, or are you going to try to coax him over?
Well, I figured we could try and drag him and prop his head up on that log over there.
Okay.
And then
On, on this log?
yeah, on the nice execution post right here.
Okay. So
And then yeah.
he definitely, when you guys are bringing the body over, is way hesitant to even be close to it and starts to kind of move away. It will take encouragement for him to even approach, but no problem in getting the body moved over there.
Perfect. Brunhilde's going to give him the tough dwarven parenting love that he needs to overcome his fears in life.
All right.
It's just
So
like
in-
chopping a chicken. It'll be fine.
All right.
Yeah. Except for
And
this one's not going to run around.
was Kelp still assisting in the moving of the cow-sized body?
Yeah.
Dead weight. Okay.
I'll help.
So Brunhilde and Kelp over there. So I'll make sure we have the scene set.
We'll try and get
for-
just the right amount of honey and just the right amount of threatening hits to get him to do what he needs to do.
All right, excellent. Well, that is a perfect place to leave off there then. So we've got the scene set, and I'm definitely good there and pretty well ready for what follows. So yeah, we'll go ahead and